What's good, everyone? Once again, World Combat Sports. This is Gervonta Davis live open workouts. So give me a time. Give me a minute to share this screen because they didn't start on time, of course. So we waiting for them to get started. Gervonta probably pulling up in the Rolls Royce truck or whatever he driving today. But everybody who's in the building, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. Little effort, big reward. Show support to the channel. Always appreciate it. What's good, Jones? What is good, people? Hit the like button if you in the building. We will be seeing Gervonta Davis open workouts. All right. See how he look and everything. If you have any questions about the fight, man, what your predictions is going to be. Is Gervonta Davis going to make weight? Will Lil Santa Cruz be able to weather the early storm and, overwhelm Gervonta with his punch output? Or will he falter and crumble due to the punching power of Gervonta Davis? We don't know. I'm pretty sure I can tell you this, that Gervonta Davis will probably most definitely go to the body. Absolutely. I can't see him not going to the freaking body of Lil Santa Cruz early. And I don't see Lil Santa Cruz even coming close to knocking out Gervonta Davis. There's been a lot of talk about, potentially him knocking out Gervonta Davis and all that. I'm like, I just don't see it. Even with the punch output, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it, people. It sounds good. The language is all there, but God damn it, I don't see it. I just don't. Let me bring in a little bit of Come on, let's go. Let's get this workout in. Yeah. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Live stream is about to come up. I could have told you that Gervonta was going to be late. When he was down here in the A, absolutely late. You know what it is? October 31st, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Okay, finally. Hey, I'm waiting on them. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing. I'm waiting on them. What y'all think about this fight, man? Not too many people talking about it, man. Y'all got to give it a little bit of love, man. Y'all got to give it that step cousin love. If just minimal step cousin love. You know what I'm saying? That cousin that you didn't know you had. You got to give it that type of love. You know what I'm saying? You got to act like you're motivated for this fight. This is history. Leo Santa Cruz is trying to become a 5th division champion without ever competing in the lightweight division. The same as Sugar Ray Leonard and some others that was able to do it. That's his goal. He has the ultimate goal ahead of him. He's trying to become a 5th division champion before Mikey Garcia. But he's trying to do it without. Gervonta Davis, he was already a champion at 130. For him, he's trying to pick up another strap. You know what I'm saying? That's all we seeing. What's going on? Speaking Mind Sports Talk. World Combat Sports. What up, bro? What's good, man? McLeod. Yes, they showing it, man. Hey, McLeod. One thing I'm gonna tell you about Gervonta, he's always late. It's not me, bro. I'm gonna even refresh the screen for you. I need to make sure this is coming on. Might be already started, you know. Yeah, it's looking positive. We waiting on them, people. I'm on time. But Gervonta, hey, this is where we at. Tank is like that, man. Real talk. When he was down in the A, for everybody who's listening, man, he was about over an hour late for the weigh-in, man. It was packed. It was shoulder to shoulder. I'm talking about motherfuckers was goddamn. I mean, it was no room to breathe if you was up there with the regular cast. But for even down in the media, for the people who was on the floor, I mean, we was crammed in there. And Gervonta was like over an hour late. And then he missed weight and then pushed Gamboa to kind of make the suspense a little bit better for the people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to be professional sometime. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but it's good to be professional. It's good to be professional for sure. Let me see what's else popping on my playlist. I'm just giving y'all a little bit of music from the YouTube playlist. Don't even think this is something I vibe to. Yeah, wanna get it? Waiting on Gervonta. Let me see. Tank gonna beat the hell out of Leo Santa Cruz. Easy work. I don't know if it's gonna be easy work, but I do see Leo Santa Cruz getting blitzed, getting touched up. Absolutely, I see that. Tank by KO before 8. If Leo actually had a shot, he'd give up his WBA 126-pound title. Yeah, man. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna cut this music off so we can hear what the heck is going on. Since he on time as always.
Here in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, as we prepare for the virtual media day for Gervonta Tank.
Calvin Ford right there, looking like they about to go in for a robbery.
9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, live on Showtime pay-per-view from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. Brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, TGB Promotions, GTD Promotions, Santa Cruz Boxing Club, and of course, Showtime. There are 3 other amazing reasons to join us on the pay-per-view besides the main event. Regis Rougarou Prograde.
Rougarou.
Prospect Juan Heraldez. Diego Magdaleno will be taking on Isaac Cruz in an IBF lightweight title eliminator. The undefeated WBA super lightweight champion Mario El Azteca Barrios, who will be fighting in front of his hometown in San Antonio, Texas, will be taking on Ryan Cowboy Carl. And of course, again, the main event of the evening, a fight which will blow the roof off of the Alamo Dome, Gervonta Tank Davis.
Is that right? It's gonna blow the roof off of it. They must be living in that kind of house that the 3 Little Piggy blew down. You know what I'm saying? The 3 Little Pigs. I haven't been hearing blowing the roof off of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
one loss between the 2 fighters, and this is going to be an awesome night. Right now, I want to welcome Coach Calvin Ford, the most important fight of his career. Tell us how this process is going and how you guys have basically moved and have been here for almost 3 months.
It's not our first time here at the Mayweather camp. When Tank first signed with Floyd, he was doing his retirement with
Calvin. I knew you was gonna correct him on that.
Stayed down here about the same time when we first signed with Floyd, and then when he had the Conor McGregor fight, we trained here at the Mayweather gym. It's like family to me. It's like home away from home when I do come here. It's like a vacation, but work, you know. But this camp been really tense because it's pay-per-view. You know, we got the world champion, but when you fight on a pay-per-view level, it's a different level, you know. And you got a great fighter, Santa Cruz, you know, expecting to bring the best out of Tank, you know, because I know Santa Cruz is going to always come with it, you know. I'm looking forward to it.
We are too, and you have had Tank since he was a small child. You're basically the father figure in his life. What have you seen as far as the maturation from Tank? Even in just tell us how this process, 2017 was a big year for him. I don't even think that's even possible from any other fighter right now in boxing, and he did it. What have you seen as far as that maturation?
Well, just watching it, we just watching history repeating itself in a sense, you know. But it's different. We on the road, going to different venues and selling out. So that's really major. Trying to become that mega star. Tank has really been really took this camp real serious, and just watching him growing into them 3 opponents that Gervonta Tank Davis, the family man, the fighter, and then the businessman. You know, so he's learning because nobody gave him a manual to do this. You know what I'm saying? He's putting it together, and it's making it. I'm watching him maturing, going through the emotions that he's going through.
Now, what do you say to Leo Santa Cruz, who yesterday at his open workout said that he had planned to take Tank where he had never been before? He said he was.
That's the same thing Michael Garcia said about Errol. I see things.
What do you say to that?
Well, everybody have a game plan. Everybody have a game plan.
Until they get punched in the mouth.
Who's going to execute their game plan? He had his dag in his corner for his period of his boxing career, and I've been in Tank corner period of his boxing career. We just waiting for us 2 to get together. We got his mind and my mind. We just put it in work. So I expect that out of Santa Cruz. You get what I'm saying? Because he's a true champion. He's a 4-time champion. You know, I expect for him to give Tank the run for his money. You get what I'm saying? But me knowing Youngin and where we come from, It's a different type of beast.
Now, I admire your training style because you don't necessarily get in their face. You just basically expect the very best out of them. It's not even just with him; it's all your other fighters that you have. It's not like, hey, I'm in your face. It's you're gonna do what you need to do that I expect from you already, and that seems to bring the best out of you.
Well, they understand that I have dreams and goals too. When it comes to training, this is my domain. When you come in here and you expect for me to train with you, just do what I ask. Tank's the best to do it. Sometimes he go beyond. You know, I tell him no. I tell him something to do something. He'll say no, but he'll go and do it. He'll push himself. I didn't ask for this life. We was just doing something to just keep our life steady, but he took it and really ran. He seen the vision. He seen the vision and ran with it.
What do you say to the cynics out there who say, hey, you know, the weight issue has been a problem. You guys got here and you put almost a full 12 and a half weeks in there. And again, I'm not bringing it up to be facetious, but you know, you're gonna have you know, your Twitter guys that are out there that are gonna make sure that no matter what happens, they're going to say, okay, we're not making weight, but you guys have been taking it real seriously.
If y'all been watching his social media, he already posted 35. Stay tuned. We're gonna show you something else in a minute, you know. So, you know,
Yeah, you're gonna show us something.
Everybody always questions.
Show us 130.
Tank been like this since the amateur. And it's not the fight that I'm worried about. It's always the weight. But if you make weight, fantastic fight.
Now, we've all been dealing with the pandemic over the year. It's kind of slowed the process down. Again, 3 fights in 2019, sold out, unbelievable experiences, Baltimore, Atlanta, LA. We're going to have fans in the Alamo Dome, not as much as we would if we were to go ahead and do it, 40,000 people there. But then again, we are going to have fans. How have you guys been having to deal and cope with this pandemic as far as the training, traveling? I mean, have you guys already become accustomed to it? Is it an everyday way of life for you guys, or is it still
it is different because, like I said, I came here when Floyd was training for his retirement. The media was here. It was lit. We don't have that right now. I had a chance to go into my first bubble with one of my other guys, just the new norm. The thing is getting them to the finish line. I hope none of us get ill to anything from here going to San Antonio. It's different. It's different. I mean, I should be called a test tube baby now. How many times I've been tested? But I see it's very.
I don't know why the stream is not reciprocating over the YouTube correctly.
So far, so good. Everybody been good.
It's lagging.
We still have to get from here to there.
It's being lazy.
Pandemic, man, it's changing. It's changing every sport. You know how we do things. But health is very important because we're losing a lot of lives in this pandemic and whatnot. You know, the new nickname, they call it the Rona there, you know.
Yeah.
And it's scary because, you know, in this sport, for coaches, we have to be hands-on.
You can tell they just stalling because Tank ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? They just stalling.
Really have to stay, so it's changing a lot of stuff. It's different.
It is, and I'm gonna even dive even deeper into your relationship with Gervonta because obviously it's not always perfect. Like a father-son relationship.
Man, it's almost 30 minutes past the time, dog.
With him on the outside of the sport to guide him to where he's at because not only does he have you here, you know, Floyd has spent more time with him than he's ever spent more time with him. Period, in a 12-week period. So even from just these 12 weeks, have you seen a difference?
Oh, I've been seeing a difference. Let me explain something to you. I was a young man just like Tank. I was worse than Tank. Tank, the way he is now, I'm happy. The reason why, because coming up in these inner cities, there's a lot of controversy that a kid have to deal with. It's a lot of stuff that a person has to. But again, he got a good support team. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make hiccups because that's where we come from. You know. So my job or what I do with Tank is I'm going to learn from his experience because that's what's going to mold him to be the best of what he's going to be. I sit back and say, go back. Don't look at Floyd as Floyd now. Go back when Floyd was in your position. He had a lot of stuff to deal with. I said, that's the best person to talk to, especially on this type of level. I mean, you take a young man, put a lot of money on him, do a lot of things. He talking to Mike Tyson. He talking to greatness that been through this stuff. Right. So when I sit there and look at it, I said, man, you the next person to actually write that generation for the next kids that's coming up behind you. So
they're not going to put Tank in there with any valid opponent. He fight for tuna or some dumb.
That actually make him understand. You know what I'm saying? And when he sit back at the end of the day, when we sit down and talk about, I think he ain't listening.
Man, y'all ain't showing no love to Tank, man. Come on, dog.
You know, it's coming together.
I think so too. Now for the fight,
Jones say Tank chilling with Setback watching videos. Hey man, it might be possible, dog. He's chilling with Ellie watching videos and shit, watching these two stall time.
You know, we working on a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying? What I always tell Tank and what I have seen, because I have a lot of guys.
I apologize for whatever this lag going on. This stream is being streamed, you know, forever and a day. It's
you know, so I don't get into that. I just make sure that we be effective in what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he's been in that position. He's a 4-time champion, and he had the right to actually go out there and win too, because he's putting in work too. He's actually putting in work. I watch his media workouts. I'm watching his interviews. He said he's going to give Gervonta his first loss. And I like that energy. I love that energy. You understand? Because I know you're going to bring what I'm really looking for. Tank ain't at his best right now. I'm waiting for that fighter to bring his best up. So when he do what I need him to do, and he shut all them headsets up, the ones that's calling them out and stuff, then it's answering, okay. And then he get his just props, because he ain't getting his just props right now.
Well, we look forward to it. Again, Halloween is going to be unbelievable action. The Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas. This man taking his fighter to war against Leo Santa Cruz. We look forward to it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Again, there is other reasons for joining us in the pay-per-view. 3 amazing fights. We have a title eliminator. And now at this time, we would like to bring up the 3-time 2-division champion, Gervonta Tank Davis. How you doing? Nice of you to join us. Okay, man. You just like I was talking to your coach, you guys came out here, surprised everybody. You came out early to start the camp. How has it been for you being out here for such a long period of time? You guys did come out here once before, your coach did say, but I don't think it was for an extended period of time.
This training out here period, you know, I knew that, you know, I've been training out here before when I first signed with Floyd, so I knew what it brought to the table. You know, I know that I'm going to fight in a great, you know, fighter like such as Leo Santa Cruz. I know that he's a 4-time world champion. He's I want to say a future Hall of Famer. You know, so I know that I was in a tough fight, so I wouldn't made that decision to come to Vegas and train for a long period of time.
Now, you've been around Floyd Mayweather quite a bit since you signed with other promotions, but I don't think it's been on an everyday basis for 12 weeks straight. What have you learned from him being here, even when he is not training, because he did train with you side by side a couple of times, but what did you learn from him when you've been here as far as preparation and getting yourself ready to be ready to fight?
Just stay focused, be patient, and just be yourself. You know, just go out there and do what you do best. You know, and that's, you know, put on great performance. You know, work hard so you can be able to put on a great performance. And this is a new task for me, fighting on pay-per-view and fighting a tough opponent and things like that, and actually fight for 2 belts. You know, so I know it's very important that I go out there and do what I have to do, not just fight, but be able to put on that tremendous performance that I'm looking for.
Now, in the first episode of Showtime's All Access, which previews last Friday, you said something that really caught my attention. I've been around you since you actually were here in the promotion. You were the house that you're staying in right now. And one of the clips that showed you said this house is really big. I would like a house like this one day. Do you see yourself maturing now? You're a father. You have a lot of things going on that were different from 2017 when you won your first title. Do you see yourself? I don't want to say growing up, because we all have the kid in us until we're going to be gone. Great, but do you see yourself changing and finding other things that are more priority to you than being out or buying different things?
Of course, you know, even just not just this fight, but when I all my fights when I stay in houses and things like that. You know, I use that as one of my motivations because it come with this. It come with the lifestyle we live and things like that. So it's definitely maturity. I think I'm definitely getting mature as I keep going forward. All I gotta do is just stay focused, stay humble, and the rest is history.
And again, I talked to your coach about the people on social media who already were mentioning the weight issue that they think you're going to have for this fight. Your coach already said you've already posted on social media 135, so you're doing really well. How's that working out for you, and do you feel any tiredness whatsoever as far as the training camp is concerned?
It's going very well. I can make weight tonight if I wanted to. it's great. You know, just overall, just me coming to Vegas to train and bring my team, just making that decision. I feel like it was best for me. You know, I think I'll be training, you know, here for all my camps. I think this thing about buying, you know, property here so I could be having a place here to stay when I come here and things like that. So I'm just ready. My weight is on point, and we're just looking forward to October 31st.
We are looking forward to it as well. Go ahead and do your thing. We're going to check you out right now. Again, Gervonta Tank Davis getting ready to work out for us here. Halloween night, you cannot miss it, guys. 3 exciting fights, and then the main event, Gervonta Tank Davis taking on El Viramoto, Leo Santa Cruz. It's going to be a one that you cannot miss. Go ahead and do your thing, bro.
Hey, should we put the music on?
Thank you, man. Boy, I look forward to this, bro. I'm gonna look like this. That's okay, yeah. Make sure we got the course out there. I'm gonna keep this great.
Again, guys, for those that
Oh my God.
You got down early? I think if you got down late, you feel, oh man, you can wait. Well, I gotta do, Nicole, we ready?
Y'all watch out the way. I'm about to jump over. He always want to be in the camera. That's what happened.
What's going on, Ian Dave? I was away from the PC. Dion Washington, what's good? It's a slight lag, but you can hear the main audio.
Okay, guys, we're back. Before Tank gets started, we have a couple of special guests here with us right now. First, I want to bring up the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerby. Just want to ask you a couple of questions first, real quick. We'll go ahead and do that next. Joining us here, obviously, he's no introduction. The pay-per-view king, TBE Floyd, Money Mayweather. Thank you for joining
Floyd
us.
say-
Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Floyd said, "You're gonna speak to me first."
Hey, how y'all doing, everybody at home?
So
I don't know how my head look. They gotta turn the music down a little bit. I know he's training.
all right, so
Floyd the man, his shit.
YouTube, people watching all over the world right now, joining us. I just wanted to.
Floyd ain't playing.
Bucket and Tank is here working out. It's been 12 weeks.
Yes.
Since he's been here. You've been able to spend a lot of time with him. You've been able to basically be like a big brother to him. He's been with you more times.
More like a 5.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yes.
So family, correct. What do you think he's learned from you here? Because it's 2017 when he started. Won his first championship. From these last 3 years that we've been dealing with, all the issues of people trying to play with belts and whatnot. We've had 3 years
Bring it down a little bit more, please.
of championships. Last year, he sold out 3 dates. LA, Atlanta, Baltimore. And what has he been able to learn from you?
Hey, Tank. Tell bring it down. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. What has he been able to learn from you here in the last one?
And Floyd ain't trying to give that man no respect. He said, "You gonna make sure they hear me."
I just want to say, congratulations. To all the young fighters, that's making big moves in the sport of boxing. I must commend all the young fighters that's up and coming. Take my hat off to them and say, congratulations, just on all your accomplishments, all of the young fighters at lightweight. Not just at lightweight, just in boxing period. So I was going to say congratulations to all the fighters, not just the fighters at lightweight, but all the fighters. So as far as Tank, I'm just so happy with Tank. Right now, one of the biggest fighters in the sport of boxing. No matter where we go, he's, I've laid the blueprint on what to do. And I played a major part, and I was supposed to play a major part in helping him grow, as far as growth. But as far as in the ring, what we've been talking about these last 12 weeks, what's very important is basically making the weight. Your weight should be made a lot earlier. So he decided to come to Las Vegas, do a 12-week training camp. And so far, everything has went great. He's been able to focus, work extremely hard. He got different looks as far as sparring, boxing. He got different looks. And the main thing is right now, he's under 134 pounds, which is great. So I think we have like a week and something to go. I don't know how many days exactly, but I'm proud of him. And I'm proud of Leo too, also, because a lot of people say, "Oh, Leo's a small guy." Let me tell people about the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing is about testing yourself against the best. And if you're the best at your weight class, you must move to another weight class. So Leo was the best at one weight class. He moved to another. He dominated. He moved to another. He dominated. And that's what this sport is about. Taking chances and taking a huge risk to be the best. I did the same thing. I was at 130. I beat the best at 130. I went to 35. I beat the best at 135. I went to 40. And at that time, the biggest name at 140 at that particular time was Arturo Gatti. Now, he probably wasn't the best fighter, but that was the biggest name. And the biggest fight to be made at 140 at that particular time was me and Arturo Gatti. So we made that fight happen. Then eventually, I couldn't get Constant Zoo for that fight to happen. The Constant Zoo fight wasn't able to happen. So you know what I did? I said, let me go to 147 and take a risk and roll the dice. I went to 47. I fought Zab. And then, of course, Zab was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was the last undisputed champion at 100.
Yeah, I agree with that. Floyd ain't gonna have no mask on shit.
Fought Oscar at a weight that he wanted to fight at.
Not in his spot.
When I take a chance,
Not his business.
And fight a guy, they're gonna say, "Oh, you know what? He's over the hill." And with the sport of boxing, and I'm gonna say this right now about the sport of boxing. I don't want everybody at home to hear me when I say this.
He making it about him.
A belt. I'm tired, and I'm at home, and this goes for any company. I don't care if it's Top Rank,
if it's
That's TBE though.
if it's Mayweather Promotions,
He earned
if
it.
it's PBC. There's too
It's TBE.
many champions in the sport of boxing right now. Too many champions. It's not a such thing as a super champion.
Okay.
Not at all.
I agree with that.
Away from no fighter. It's too many.
Talk to him, Floyd. I agree with that. What y'all think?
Let me tell people what's going on in the sport of boxing. Why there's so many different titles and so many different belts. People don't know you have to pay for every belt that you win. There's a sanctioning fee. So now, if a fighter wins an interim belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. If a fighter has just the regular belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. Then if a fighter is a super champion, then he has to pay a sanctioning fee. This is not good for the sport of boxing. When the sport of now, when a fighter fights, every fighter is a champion. Now, after you see no belts is now it's like a fighter winning the amateur trophy. Everybody is a champion.
Dang.
Have a belt. Now we look at the lightweight division, okay? And
Let me see. Is he gonna mention his boy?
the fight the other day was a hell of a fight. Congratulations to the winner. He done his job. He went out there and
He don't even want to recognize T.O.
But if Devin Haney is the
I knew it.
champion, right?
I knew it.
And Gervonta Tank Davis is the WBA champion. Now it's safe to say
Team Lopez should take that as a
is the champion
as a slide for real.
IBF and a WBO champion. But I can't not.
That's a jab. He didn't even recognize Teofimo Lopez's name, like show him love.
And then we talk about.
And he the one said put some respect on Floyd's name last night. I mean, post fight.
They gonna say, oh, Mayweather was the bigger guy. Remember, at one particular time,
But he have allegiance.
in 96,
I get it.
Before I went to when I was in the Olympics, I fought at 125 and a half. It's 125 and a half because it's 57 kilograms. So in that same year, I turned professional at 130. So we can't keep talking about God as this guy is a small guy. To be the best, you must take risks. You must take chances. And if it takes going up in weight or going down in weight, that's the sport of boxing. That's how boxing works. And we look at Manny Pacquiao. He done the same thing. He takes chances. But then when he loses to me, guess what they say?
Is it good stuff, fam? I'm not really trying to hear Floyd. This is supposed to be about Tank testing yourself against.
I catch 22.
Tank has taken zero chances his whole career.
I don't want to knock no fighter.
He knocked out
After the fight, everybody got
he knocked out Poster.
Now, boxing, all these
I mean,
trophies, the WBC,
Pedraza.
the WBA, the IBF and the WBO, y'all gotta clean this shit up.
He knocked out Pedraza
This
though,
is
man.
mad for boxing. Ain't no such thing as no super champion. You guys are just taking extra money from all these fighters, getting extra money from sanctioning fees, and this goes for my company as well.
Do y'all feel like Floyd?
We
Floyd,
gotta clean this sport of boxing up. This shit is this don't look.
this supposed to be
When you
Tank
see
Davis
everybody's
night.
a champion. You see all these fighters posing with a belt, and then we got another guy at lightweight, which is.
You say you seen Floyd in the hood. That's amazing. He must have had his window cracked. And you must have saw the top of his snapback. Because he don't get out and walk by himself now.
But before you can, and I see
SB90 say, listen to Floyd. Me.
In the ring, holding the WBC belt and holding another belt. This is not cool for the sport. And
He's basically advocating for how they treated Haney.
Who he can become champion? Do I think he can be?
I think this is what it's all encapsulating.
As of right now, absolutely not. Now that would be a fight next, but Tank cannot overlook Leo Santa Cruz. Hell of a fighter, tough competitor, and like I said before, if he went to 4 weight classes, it's obvious he can fight his ass off. So any fighter that's no different from Canelo. Canelo was able to jump weight classes. You know why? You look, you say.
I agree, Dion. He is. But it really supposed to be Gervonta's night, though. Open workout.
Before you can speak on anything, You must do your homework.
But you're right. He is dropping some gems what that we already know.
So me being a smart businessman,
It is too many belts out here.
I'm gonna test you to see if you really want to do it. Now, is he one of the best fighters out there, pound for pound? Absolutely, he's one of the best out there. But we cannot overlook Gervonta Tank Davis. He's also one of the best out there, pound for pound. And you look at him, I believe it's like over a 90% knockout ratio. 95% knockout ratio. So whoever you got to realize this. One thing we know about Gervonta Tank Davis, he got an equalizer in any hand. So he can hit you with any hand, and it can be good night Irene.
Now, Gervonta Davis inside the ring, we realize that. Now, Gervonta Davis, real quick, so we can go back to the workout. The maturation.
You think?
Can you explain briefly for 30 seconds on what you have been able to do for him as far as the maturation is concerned?
Well, one thing I'm gonna keep stressing to these fighters, just period. Everybody want to know, how am I able to still live the life?
Here we go.
We can't just think about it. Told people the other day after the fight.
Oh, Teofimo, you know his name.
Like,
Okay.
He said something real. What I didn't do was when I made my money, I didn't just go buy a car or buy a chain. It took me a while to learn the game. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather. I wish I had a Floyd Mayweather. And it's another, if I had a Floyd Mayweather, I would probably be in a lot better position than I'm in now, because I would know how to move a lot better when I was younger and knew smarter things to do. But Al Heyman, a great businessman, Leonard Ellaby, I must take my hat off to him and the whole Mayweather promotion staff, because while I'm out traveling the world having fun.
Yeah, Floyd surfing right now, boy.
And they're doing a great job doing that. So I must commend Mayweather Promotions.
I don't think I heard a good solid 2-3 sentence on Tank.
In a position to win titles, and we put fighters in position.
We supposed to be watching Tank workout like we did Leo Santa Cruz, man.
And when you look, even like
can we get the camera back on Tank so we can see him open workout? God damn.
The Nielsen ratings. When our guys fight on Fox, we don't go out there and talk about how many homes. Sometimes it's 4 million, sometimes it's 5 million. So we don't not.
A lot of people are going to be talking about this, including me. You know what I'm saying? Because
another fighter out there that we don't talk about.
This is a bit selfish in my opinion. Like,
Andre Ward.
Why put it out as being Tank's open workout?
He beat a lot of, a lot of good fighters.
And this is a fight that is PPV.
And give him his just.
And he's just taking over the entire freaking workout,
man. I seen that fight. Just when I go back and look at that fight, I feel that it would have been a lot more exciting if. Good job, cameraman. Keep it there. Lomo got started earlier, but at the end of the day,
I know it's light work. He just shadow boxing.
You could have been worried about the power.
He's not showing too much. I already seen him fight several times. But for the ones who's tuned in, they want to see Tank open workout. Not Floyd Mayweather impromptu.
So many different looks. You don't know what Leo you may get. You may get a Leo that's on his toes boxing.
Right.
So that's why Tank has so many different looks in his training camp. But I take my hat off to all these fighters. I had my day in the sport, and even like
Jesus
when
Christ,
he was talking about comparing Lomo to me. When you got I didn't have to have 500. I didn't have to have 500 amateur fights, and he done something that I wasn't able to do.
Right.
He was able to win 2 gold medals, which is a huge accomplishment.
Right.
Just to go to the Olympics is something huge in itself. And they said, well, guess what? He thought he was the quickest to win a world title than any other player.
I'm telling y'all, do some media where you have to sit in on these guys, man, and watch the shakeout process. Learn about the fighter, man.
You cannot.
It's hard work for these trainers.
You cannot compare a fighter like
hard work.
Lomo to me, or a fighter like Ali, or a fighter.
But I ain't gonna lie, man.
You know the reason why?
Floyd's made this all about him.
We won our first fight. We won our
it's serious.
We won our 3rd fight. So
he's made it all about him for real.
I'm not gonna take nothing from Teofimo for what he did the other day. But remember, this guy already had a loss to Salida, and Salida wasn't.
Salida. He put an A on Salita's name, Salita.
And he won a title before. He wasn't the best guy in the world.
Well, we appreciate the insight, Floyd. Thank you for joining us again, Floyd.
He cut him
We're gonna
short.
get back to the workout. Gervonta is there. Again, Halloween night. You'll see this guy there. I'll be there too. And you better be too. Showtime pay-per-view.
Thank you, sir. Dang. You know, even though I wasn't hosting over there in Vegas. I gotta apologize for Floyd Mayweather. I want to apologize first and foremost for those of you that had to sit through that, being that your focus was on Tank Davis, but Floyd took over the interview and started talking about everything and anything other than Tank Davis, man. Calvin Ford kept it on Gervonta. That's what he's gonna do. Period. What Ivan Rett catch at? He's somewhere in there. Are we gonna be able to see some last minute sparring like we did before? What Ivan at? We need a punching bag. I don't know why this shit is lagging over here. Let's get 2 more likes. Take it up past 10. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I got the best channel name in the business. Come on, show some love, man. Hit the thumbs up button. It don't take that much time. I don't even say that. I did 100 videos. I don't even really say that shit. Because I figure somebody want to hit the like button, they will. But sometimes you got to put it out there. Hey, hit the like button. They killing Florida in the Showtime chat. I can believe it. I can believe it, Shawty. Man, this right here, this only beginning. Floyd gonna get slaughtered tomorrow. Watch. Let's go, Tank. Drop that weight. Let's go, Tank. Drop that weight. Shout out B More.
These streets will leave her, put your life in reverse. One dog going crazy, boy, I'm like 3 first. Thought you want my baby, no, I had to leave her. I've been sexy face, but don't really believe her. I don't need love, but I feel I need her. I don't need trust, but I still leave her. Put my hands up to the verse, I can't turn to a person. Yeah, we from the 30 side. That's the worst thing, nigga ain't suicide.
So my big question now, you know, Tank, the work, the camera lens is focused on him finally. What I'm curious to know after the workout is over, will he get a short, quick interview instead of just walking out the gym? I ain't gonna lie, I'm not feeling what Floyd did, but he probably don't care. I don't care either, but I'm just not feeling how he went off. It's supposed to be all about Gervonta, and that's why people are not in a hurry to sign with him. Because at the table, you know, some of them plates are empty. You might goddamn get some finger food. There's a lot of people ain't eating. And for those of you that you shadow box, you know, it is productive in life. And it really doesn't supposed to be fast unless you want to, you know, throw some power shots in between that. But you know, shadow box is supposed to be just like that, just at a moderate speed, man. You know, working your coordination and everything, man. Footwork, your punches. Appreciate you, Tony. Salute to you. Salute WCS in the chat. Much respect. No problem. Anytime. I appreciate your support, man. Real talk. Thank you for stopping in, man. Unfortunately, there's a lag time discrepancy that's going on. Nothing I can do. It's probably how many people tuned in to see this, but so most of y'all have the fight ending before the 8th or on in the 8th, right? I don't hear too many bets going out on this fight. I mean, like Lomachenko and Lopez, man, those bets everywhere. I don't hear too much any bets going out on this fight. None of y'all just gonna run the gauntlet and go for Alil Santa Cruz for the upset like Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, Buster Douglas, Tyson. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all boxing heads, right? Boxing astute aficionados. Scholars at what you do. You ain't putting no money up on this fight. That's it. Show that speed, Tank. Show that speed. Shoe shine on them. Okay, so Tony said, I think Tank stops Cruz before 6. Leo like to throw and get hit. Tank is going to hurt that man. He said he going to hurt that man. Tank made it clear it was the 4th round. Okay, finally putting on the gloves. Let's do some mitts. Let's hit these mitts. Let's tap these mitts. Hey. 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 Since everybody's saying, hey, 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 hey. About to start this mid training. This is what I've been waiting on, real talk. All that other stuff is just whatever it is. Hey, those of you that's tuned in, real talk, appreciate it. Much appreciated. Salute to you all. Thank you for pulling up on the strip. The weekend is almost here. Be patient. I know a lot of y'all look forward to from Monday to the evening of Thursday. So I knew down here in the 8, the party starts on Thursday. According to what your age is, it can start on Wednesday evening. We can go the entire weekend up to Sunday. You might be semi-comatose, but yeah, you had a damn good time. But that was before they cut the clubs down. We used to close the clubs at 7 o'clock until the female got thrown to the window. Let's go. We get these mitts in there, Tank. Yo. This duo been had interaction, and is training in boxing, man, since he was a kid, man. That's been crazy. No wonder he be shedding tears on Tank, because he's seen him when he was a kid. They have a lot of history together. He can't stop him from going out here snatching somebody up, but what he can do is only hope that he don't get that call, that paper, and say Gervonta back in. This time it ain't looking good. That's it. Get them mitts to talk. I appreciate you, Tony, all the time. Have a good one, my brother. Leo, I don't know if you want that, Leo. I don't know if you want that, Leo. You might want to reassess and digress. Yeah. Get it. If people just ignore the fact of what Tank do outside the ring and understand he's a savage, they have more respect for him because dude can box. Yeah, he better stay tight. He better not let this cat get any momentum.
Well, let's go ahead and let's have a couple of words with you here. What we're waiting for. Okay.
None.
Again, he looks in phenomenal shape. Yeah. You guys did a lot of good work on him. Anything that you think will be the equalizer in this fight?
Man, they ain't telling you the game plan.
The equalizer in this fight for him is conditioning and patience. I can put it back up. Come follow me.
All right, we're gonna follow him. Apparently, there's a picture on these heavy bags that Gervonta works out with, and we're gonna follow and see what that is. And if you are just joining us, guys, make sure you are following Showtime Boxing YouTube and all its platforms. Make sure you're watching all action.
So Gervonta upset they took the picture off, which was probably Leo Santa Cruz. Somehow this open workout just seemed so disorganized to be in that gym.
All right, guys, so
And I'm not hating either.
when the cameras come and swing around here on the heavy bag, you'll see the picture. And Coach, you said it's already been busted up a few times.
Yeah, I take it all up, bring them back to life, because Santa Cruz got to last for the whole camp. When we got this our last week, I got 3 Santa Cruz, different looks. You know what I'm saying? I believe he's going to try to bring 3 different looks. Whenever you ready, Tank.
And that's a huge picture of Leo Santa Cruz noggin.
Yeah, guys, I'd like to welcome you that are just joining us here.
Do you think that's a big enough picture, y'all?
Media workout for Gervonta Tank Davis as he prepares for a showdown Halloween night versus El Terremoto, Leo Santa Cruz. From the Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas, Halloween night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, live on Showtime pay-per-view. Again, brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, TGB Promotions, GDT Promotions, Santa Cruz Boxing Club, and of course, Showtime.
Keep him on it. I need to bust him up. Bust him up.
Damn, punched Leo in the goddamn nose. I don't think Leo's gonna be able to breathe after this. This might be a TKO before it even leave the gym. Damn. Not with the left, Tank. Not with the left. This should be the
All right, guys, that's going to conclude the virtual media workout. Ramblin' Ralph, wish you a good night here in Las Vegas, Mayweather Boxing Club. Do not forget, October 31st, Showtime pay-per-view, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. This is a can't miss, guys. 3 other outstanding fights on the card. 4 total. Bang for your buck. You can't miss it. I'll be there. I hope you guys are too. And if you can't be there, make sure you're on Showtime pay-per-view. Good night. Life jacket.
So people, well, apart from everything else that's been going on with this week's festivities when it comes to combat sports, I kind of gave that open workout a D plus. It was all over the place. I was disappointed, especially dealing with TBE. It should have been a lot more, professionalism and, professionalism that was just straight dedicated to bringing more attention to this fight, even it being PPV and all that. And like I told you before, Tank wasn't going to talk to the camera after the workout. I just don't know why he's picking up that persona. But he just wasn't going to do it. I knew it. So anyway, at least we was able to see him, mid time with Calvin Ford. And then, everything else that went along with it, through some combination, did some shadow boxing rounds, and then left the gym. Nothing to say to your fans. Hey, that's just about what you get with Gervonta Tank Davis, to be honest. I'm pretty sure he fights. I mean, he talks to some of the media or what have you, but it would be nice for him to be much more approachable. And so we can kind of get an idea of what his thought process is heading to this big fight with Leo Santa Cruz. It's a huge penalty if he indeed is off weight. and he needs to go in there and balance the scales correctly on the first time out, so he can go back to the room and chill. No controversy, no, usual go to the cat out, get the rabbit off the hat. He has one more pound to lose, so we're gonna give him that 1 hour or two, to pull a rabbit out the hat, and then he comes back and make weight. Everybody say, okay, cool, he good. If he does it this time, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's gonna be a regular, omnipresence, a leitmotif. It's just gonna keep on happening. But anyway, man, that was Gervonta's side of it. You didn't see Leo Santa Cruz, man. I felt it was a much more productive and well-organized live media day outside of Gervonta Davis. And I expected him to be late and everything else, but you just can't commend because, is black on black. You have to call it the way it is. Like, I'm not even really, I'm taking the light on him. I just thought Floyd Mayweather took up ample time talking of himself, talking what he was able to accomplish in the sport. And also, it just gets to a point where a lot of people are going to continue to say that he doesn't give Gervonta enough respect that he deserves. Why do we continue to retread on that, reciprocate that same energy? You know what I'm saying? Why can't you just hold him in your talking points in your conversation and big him up, praise him? I don't know, man. I think that's going to be the holding block for Gervonta Davis with the bigger names in the 35 division. I'm not saying he's not going to fight him, but I'm saying is popularity-wise, they want to fight fighters who have a country behind them. Well, Gervonta Davis needs to increase his followers because there's not a lot of followers jumping behind him either. So they just want to say, okay, I'm going to let my opponent do all the work, Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Leo Santa Cruz. If you're going to let them do all the work, then don't be mad if you go over there and get robbed of a decision. I know it's hard to use that word rob, but I've seen Floyd Mayweather fighters lose when, they possibly could have won. I don't know. Not everybody, I think, has favor in Floyd Mayweather. But we'll see, people. No, I just tried to bring y'all the open workouts just for media attention, But I hope it gets better. I hope Gervonta goes in here, disperse of Leo Santa Cruz, so we can look at a good fight, another big hitter for Gervonta Davis. To be honest, either, for Teofimo Lopez, I wouldn't mind seeing Devin Haney or Gervonta Davis. Not so much Ryan Garcia, but I would like to see that fight. Definitely like to see that fight. And a couple other things I'm going to touch on since it's a boxing live. If you haven't heard, Errol Spencer's talking about jumping up to face Canelo potentially at 160. And what I say to that is, everybody's not making a big deal of it because they actually believe he's strong enough to do it, which they really don't know if he's strong enough to do it. We all are banking on an A+ performance against Danny Garcia. Then, if he chooses to skip and go up to 160 without unifying to face Canelo and basically trying to undertake the Canelo blueprint right now, I think that'll be something that I would want to nod my head to the Spence to move up the pound for pound list. I appreciate it. I have to salute him, give him the respect. If he chooses, prior to his unification at 47, chooses to go up and faces Canelo at 60 for the first time in professional ranks, because he was fighting 154 before, he dropped down to 147. So he's going to skip over, 154 and go to 60. Man, I like that fight. That'll be a big ticket seller. Seriously, that will be a big ticket seller, y'all. Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez. So now all we need is for the fight to take some seriousness to it. Once again, coming in here having a dominant performance against Danny Garcia, and then finding out the next fight may potentially be about Canelo. I'll support it. I think Canelo, in my opinion, pound for pound, he is the best right now, pound for pound, and what he was able to do. Now you might take his selection and say, well, the selection isn't there, the quality opponent and what he tried to do. He went in freaking bullied Rocky Fielding with a body punch, and then knocked out Sergey Kovalev, which a lot of us thought, he just took a dive. But still, he got the job done, right? So you can't knock him for that. Well, what we can knock him for, if he's trying to get Avni Yildirim to fight for the WBC vacant super middleweight title, when he never really tried to come at David Benavidez like that. It'll be good. It'll be something if Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence Jr. could fight for the vacant WBC title. The vacant WBC title that's at super middle. That would be good. I know it's not 160, but that'd be a competitive match. It'd be good if they can compete for WBC at 160. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, it will be good. If Spence was sitting around at 54 right now, go up to one of his highest weight classes, he'll probably go to a 68. That'll be something different to watch. That'll be Spence challenging himself to something different. You know what I mean? So I know it won't happen. David Benavidez needs to get back in there with somebody that's worthy, has good credibility. Yildirim is not solid credibility to go in there and face Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people saying you're not talking about that guy like he doesn't rate it, but yet it's still he doesn't rate it. But on the other hand, it's like he's rated up there close enough to face it. Let me see what this is right quick. Hold on, let me get this this for an interview right quick. Okay, I'm back, people. Trying to set up this interview with this champ, this world champ. Hopefully it's getting okay. Anyway, yeah, man. My only take is that if Spence decides to step up, I'm all for it. I have absolutely no negative bone in my body to say this is a bad idea. Like people was giving Gary Russell for moving up to 35, 47. Obviously Spence is not going to be the bigger guy in there, but what he can accomplish is to go in there and give a good showing himself and show his fans that how strong he truly is, and that he's the truth. If he goes in there and gives Canelo Alvarez a very equal, credible bout, and people look at it as if, damn, whatever the outcome was, that, we respect Spence. He goes in there and defeat Canelo Alvarez. Guess what? The whole damn shit changes. From the weather, you know what I'm saying? Everything changes, man, because he goes in there and defeat Canelo Alvarez. You have to put him on the top pound for pound list. You have to. In just one single division, unified at welterweight, and then the fight at 160 for the first time, skip 154 and go up to 160 and fight and get a title. I'm just saying you have to put him top pound for pound because of him defeating Canelo. That's it. Rap star, let's go. Man, I'm about to drop the link for a little bit, Rap star. I really want to hit. Oh, hold up. What the hell? What the hell did that come from? For those of you who want to talk, jump on and talk on it for a little bit, cool. You know what it is, man. You know what it is. Those of you that smash that like button, appreciate you. Good looking out. Hey, Rap Star, what's good, man?
Yeah, can you hear me, bro?
Absolutely. Loud and clear.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the updates and showing us what you know, man. I mean, I just finished with the Tank Davis workout. I'm sure you did too.
Yep. Before I actually, run a little late for this live workout, but I got it in.
Yeah, I was trying to watch it on your show, but it was lagging, so I had to go to Showtime.
Yeah. I don't know why that was the case.
Yeah, but anyway, how you feeling tonight?
It's okay, man. I'm feeling good about the fights coming on, the UFC 254, of course. And then, for the Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz, I think it's going to be a quality showing by both. But I just can't see Leo Santa Cruz taking that punishment and getting out of the 12th round to the final bell. I just can't see it with him. I seen Ricardo Nunez when he faced Tank at 130. He took some punishment, but he was getting blasted, man. It was just like grenades with no pin, and Tank was just goddamn blasting them in there, and the ref had to stop it. So we'll see how Leo Santa Cruz works out.
Well, I got to tell you, you're one of the only channels which covers MMA and boxing in depth. So it seems to me you're in the MMA industry as well, and I just hope you know, because we only met each other, I'm actually a big MMA fan too. So,
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because you always see me on boxing platforms. So we don't really talk about MMA there,
The link already in there, IB.
So what I'm saying is the MMA, are you talking about the MMA coming up with the Khabib fight too?
Yeah, I already did a live on that. Like, that's going to be huge, man. And that's going to be solid numbers comparable to boxing. I'm telling you, man, people sleeping. If you're sleeping on this UFC 254, undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov against Justin Gaethje, man, you need to get on the board. This is going to be huge. It's going to be huge just below Teofimo and Vasily Lomachenko. I don't think it's going to do 3 million plus, but it's going to be over 2, I believe. I think it's going to be over 2.
Is it pay-per-view?
Oh, yeah, it's PPV. Absolutely.
That's why it's only going to do less than Lomachenko and Lopez, because we got to pay for this one, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no way that fight can be free. You know what I'm saying? The UFC, they know how to match them up and make it worth our while, man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look at what you said about it, so I don't need to waste your energy. So I'm gonna see how you broke that fight down. And you said you did it earlier, yeah?
Yeah. What did you think about yesterday, man, over there in that jungle? It was a little bit disorganized to me in the jungle, because I just thought some of these little kids was out to play in the park and just get attention, man. It was just a little bit too much for me.
Oh man, listen, World Combat. I've only been on this game for a little while. Normally, I'm in and out the different kind of gyms and I speak to proper boxers. But this kind of YouTube thing, there's too much kids, and some of the kids don't respect. In boxing, they teach you from the beginning. You respect the game, you respect your trainer, and that becomes a disciplined person, right? But these guys who were speaking to us, I hope you don't mind, but soon I'm not gonna be wasting my energy on kids.
I agree, man. There's just too many people up there. If you're gonna talk, it's like this with me, Rapstar. If I ask you a question about, just say the card that you have cards on your icon, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to you about comparing one card to the other. And then and I say, well, explain to me first, why do you like both cards? And you explain that. And then I start telling you, hey, well, you're not telling me absolutely 100% as to why you like the cards. I mean, I can assume one is faster than the other, but the way you explain it to me, it seems like you don't know. That's outside the point. That's just pointless to say. Like you're diverting questions without answers, which don't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and most of those kids, some of them are just really out there to just be part of a group. And I'm really sorry, man, but they're not individual speaking thoughts of the game of respect of sweet science of boxing. They're trying to just gang up as children or kids or whatever they are. But, there's no sensible IQ conversation, World Combat. So I don't blame you for yesterday for just, not indulging in that energy. You know what I mean? Can you hear me? You've lost me. I've lost you.
IB, what's up?
What's going on, man? My brother World Combat.
Chilling, man.
Sports in the building.
How you feel, man? Welcome, IB on deck. Rap stars on here. What y'all fellas got to say?
Yeah, for sure, man. Salute Rapstar too, man.
Hey, listen, I got respect for IB. IB,
I was about to just say, man, he's one of the few UK people that'll come speak his opinion, man, and I love his energy. I definitely cannot deny loving his energy, man, for sure. I gotta respect his energy, man.
You know
he
why
comes
I
to
got
talk
love
boxing.
for you, IB? As a grown man, why I got love for IB? IB never disrespects me, even if I don't agree with him on another channel. And IB, I've noticed he never even badmouths me behind my back. So that's why I like you, IB.
Yeah, for sure, man. We both took L's this past weekend. I lost $150. I know you lost a few 100 pounds on that fight, but you win some, you lose some. It's all good, man. We'll get back on the next one.
Yeah. It's all part of the game, bro. It makes it so exciting. And even though we lost, we won because boxing won. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. That was a great fight, spectacular fight, man. And you called it, World Combat Sports. I gotta give it to you, man. You had Lopez with a jump. You had a lot of trolls acting like you ain't covered Lopez until this fight week, man. They better do their history, man.
Yeah, man.
You
know what
done
it
been
is,
in this
IB.
man's face behind the scenes and all that, hotel rooms and all that. So you know what I mean? They slipping on they pimping.
Exactly, man. That's what it's all about. Sometimes I think it's real arrogant to say, okay, why don't you check my catalog? Because I feel like if they really want to know what I've done, they just check the YouTube. But I say, okay, man, you don't think I did nothing? I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Okay, cool.
You know what about what World Combat? What I don't appreciate is that you do things behind the scenes, and I've seen it. You even speak to Femo's camp and people in the camp, and then those young boys want to come and disrespect you like they know boxing. Man, we ain't got time for that energy, World Combat.
I know, bro. It was like that over there at that. I have to mention his name, L Dog. L Dog is.
But they're little girls.
He's a bit little childish in a lot of ways, and he starts fires on different people's channels. So, when he said that he was criticizing my channel, And I'm saying you just said you didn't watch it. So how can you criticize if you don't watch it? You know, it just got out of hand the other day. Everybody's trying to freaking lecture people and stuff like that. But I will say that about IB. You know, regardless if we're on two different channels, man, you always maintain your composure, and then you can tell that you're different from a different cloth, man, because you know how to pretty much turn up when you have to, and then just chill when you need to.
Hey, yo, I'm going to vouch for that because yesterday night, my girlfriend told me that IB said bye to me while I had to go and do something. And IB was saying goodbye to me while the other guys, some of them badmouthed me when I left the show. And I'm even going to say about H, he never badmouths me behind my back. So I still got respect for people. When they're straight up with me, when I'm on the show, I respect you more than when you speak behind my back.
I seen IB turn up one time. I see
Hey,
him
no, but we
turn up one
hey,
time.
we like
all the
family
way
now,
up.
World Combat. We like family now, though, World Combat.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know,
But I'm just saying, I see you turn up one good time, man, and the knot was all
no,
the way right.
it was more of I don't talk behind people's back. So when my brother said, you know, they mentioned who you talking about, I felt like I had no choice but to, but I didn't want to seem disrespectful or seem like I was coming at nobody in particular, but I had to do what I had to do as a man because you basically told me to, you know, like as if I was some type of guy that sneaked this. I'm not trying to be on none of that. You know what I mean? I got respect for everybody. It's boxing. I don't
Yeah,
got my feelings involved in this. I don't get in the ring. And
yeah, yeah.
all I can do is give my opinion and give factual statements, and that's it. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you come on the panel trolling, that's another thing. But if you come to speak boxing, how can we agree 100%? We don't got the same brain. We're not going to agree with everything. What you eat don't make me shit. What I eat don't make you shit. We don't like the same things. So we're not going to have the same opinion 100% of the time. That's just facts.
Real
So
talk,
let's
man.
just debate respectfully. Can we do that? Debate respectfully?
Yeah, for
I agree.
sure, man. I mean, some of us have actually been in the game, you know what I mean? So the game teaches you have respect for a person if he's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it was only that easy, you know. But you know, coming up to this fight with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, right? Um, if he goes in there and defeat Danny Garcia, what do you all think as far as does that elevate him on the pound for pound list? As far as you know, him and Crawford. If he goes and defeat Danny Crawford, does he deserve to be in a notch higher above Terrence Crawford?
You want me to answer or you want IB to answer
I mean, it's
first?
an open question. It's an open-ended question.
You want me to go IB first?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Well, I think, right, let's just make it simple. With Errol Spence defeating Danny Garcia, it puts him ahead in the pound for pound list in my book. And let me tell you why. And this is just between the fights what's going on in 2020. With Terrence Crawford fighting the fellow guy from my side of the town, Kell Brook, it doesn't do nothing for his credibility in the pound for pound. But with Errol Spence defeating Danny Garcia, and I'll tell you why. With Danny Garcia's losses, they were controversial losses. They were not losses which were easily defeated by Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia was in that fight all the way to the 12th round with Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. And a lot of people scored that fight in the boxing world for Danny Garcia. So let me tell you what that does for Danny Garcia. It shows he's in the pound for pound, not as in ranking, but he can hang with them. You get what I'm saying? He can hang with them elite boys out there. So for me, Danny Garcia, if he gets beaten in a way where Errol stops him, that would definitely put Errol in a different, that would be in a different situation. I'll be looking at Errol differently then, right? But if Errol beats him, and he beats him convincingly even, and it's not, you know, either way, he wins that fight, he moves up in the pound for pound in my eyes. That's my answer.
Go ahead, IB. Are you ready? I'll go ahead and talk, IB. You good?
Yeah, That was most definitely a good answer by Rap Star. At 147, Danny hands down has one of the best resumes at 147. He been at 147 for a grip now, and he's fought almost every top name there is to fight, like from the Sean Porters to the Keith Thurmans. Now he's about to fight Spence. You know, he's fought, you know what I mean, Herrera. He's fought Granados, knocked him out. Brandon Rios, same thing. He kind of struggled a little bit with Red Cash, but he still handled his business. Danny Garcia's been he's been around, man. You know, and when it comes to him fighting at the Barclays, you already know what he do if you're a real boxing fan, man. He sells great. At 147, you have to respect if you've been watching boxing and you follow boxing. If Errol Spence, to answer your question, if Errol Spence beats Danny Garcia, will that move him up on a pound for pound list? I always had Errol Spence 1 or 2.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. If he was number 2, that number 1 spot could possibly be a Terrence Crawford. But I had him number 1 or number 2. I never even had him number 3 at all. Since Errol Spence came in the game, you know, his first fight was at like 154 or catchweight 152 or something like that. But he's been at 147 his whole career, and he's always called out the top names. He always wanted the top names. Keith Thurman was playing around with him. You know what I mean? The first real name he got for real when he got that IBF belt, Kell Brook. But like I said, he's beat a Sean Peterson. He's beat a Chris Algieri. He's beat a Keith Thurman, a Sean Porter. I meant Lamont Peterson. My fault. I said Sean Peterson. Lamont Peterson.
Yeah.
He's beaten some great names.
Yeah, he has.
Mikey Garcia. Let's throw him in there. A lot of people might say, oh, he's a 135. No, he was a 140 pounder that moved up one weight class. And Mikey Garcia felt like he could win that fight because he saw something supposedly. So we can't put that on Spence for taking that fight because that's a spectacular name to have on your resume. That's an undefeated Mikey Garcia that fought a lot of great fights his damn self. And a lot of people had him on a pound for pound list too. So if he beats Danny Garcia in this fight, shoot, he'll most definitely confirm my 1 or 2 spot with Errol Spence for sure. He'll confirm my number 1 spot. Terrence Crawford, man. He's accomplished more. Errol Spence never been undisputed. But that's one thing I can't put over Errol Spence regarding Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford went undisputed at 140, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate his work. But at 147, I can't respect nothing Terrence Crawford done at 147. I mean, you beat Jeff Horn for the belt. Okay, that's cool, but that's it. That's all.
That's true, man. I mean, that's solid. And, you know, I can't take nothing away from that because really what you said, resume wise, it does link up real nice. It is a resume that people are starting to respect. Errol Spence has a ways to go. You know, yeah, you got Mikey Garcia, but you haven't fought Bud and you haven't fought Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was a former Unified. You know what I'm saying? So you fought Sean Porter in one of the best fights at welterweight, and you showed us that you can fight and find that one opening during the eye of the storm and connect with a left hook and drop him. So we commend Errol Spence for showing that he's a level above Sean Porter, man. You know, I appreciate that.
But you got to remember this, World Combat. Errol Spence was always calling out Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman was holding the title.
Yeah, he was. And Keith Thurman wasn't even looking at him.
Errol Spence was chasing Keith Thurman, so that does a lot for him too.
Yeah, people was respecting because he was calling out Keith. Keith was ignoring him and wouldn't even look at the man. And then when he finally acknowledged him on the panel.
Now Keith won the shot. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Now Errol Spence got the gun. He was calling you out when he was a young boy. He been won that fight.
But that's the way it goes.
Now Keith Thurman has nothing.
Exactly. I don't know why he's trying so hard to call these cats out and he's not in shape. You can obviously tell he's a freaking, you know, he's looking like he's 160, close to damn 168 up there eating on camera, you know, looking healthy. You know what I'm saying? So first he was calling out Terrence Crawford and then he wanted 10 mil. That didn't work. Now he's calling out Errol Spence. So do y'all figure out that, okay, what's good for him, you know, and what his actions was? Errol Spence should turn around and do the same damn thing to him. Don't give him a shot.
Well, that's the difference between Errol Spence and maybe Keith Thurman. Errol is a dog. You know what I mean? He's a kind of guy that if you start calling him out, he don't like it. I've seen it in the past. When Mikey Garcia called him out, he didn't like it. So I believe that Errol has
Yeah,
a
I've
different
seen it in the
personality,
past
bro.
too when Sean
Yeah, bro.
Porter
Look,
was
World
demanding
Combat.
rematch and they kind of got into it. But
Yeah. And I already told you, World Combat, when Errol came over to England, he was with us. He was with people I know. So I got to know him. You remember?
Yeah, you did. You did tell me that.
I
Yeah.
know his dad personally. He's on YouTube with me. You know what I mean? So I seen what Errol's about. Errol is a very disciplined human being, regardless of what people want to put negative press on him. Errol is a man, yeah, that I seen. He works hard in that ring, bro. He's a dog. And he spars, I told you. He was sparring 175-pound plus, IB, in our gyms.
Hey, what do you think, IB? You know, being that
I know Errol Spence. I know what he walks around at. You know, he damn near 185, 190
yeah.
walking around, and he still makes weight all the way to 147. I know he's at least 180 walking around. Errol Spence is a big guy.
Well, he said that
But
was
when it
gonna
comes
be
to cutting that weight, he never had no problems.
he said he's done ballooning up in weight like that because it makes it that much harder during training camp, bro.
And I'm
So
gonna say this right now, World Combat.
Oh
And
yeah, I've seen him. I've seen it.
yeah,
The lightest I've seen him and the hardest he worked was when he fought Mikey Garcia. Man, that dude looked like he transformed from
for real.
a starving patient. Like for real, like he was
Yeah.
just big. You know, they was all eating wings. Him, Tank, and all them. They was all eating barbecue, hot wings, and all that. I seen it. And then he made that weight for Mikey Garcia, and he was looking thin to the T. I'm like, man, this cat been putting in work.
Oh yeah.
Shedding those pounds goes to show he been doing something.
Yeah, he been doing something.
But Keith Thurman has nothing to offer Errol Spence at all but a name. Keith Thurman has nothing to offer. To answer your question, World Combat, I'm gonna let y'all get to it. Errol Spence don't got to worry about him until after he handled Danny Garcia. And if he wants to fight at Keith Thurman, that's a good name. But Keith Thurman has nothing to offer.
Good point, man. I want to ask the big question off the fight. You know, Vasily Lomachenko losing to Teofimo Lopez. You know, the big fight everybody was talking about did over 3 million views plus. You know what I'm saying? It basically catapulted Teofimo Lopez up to a whole nother platform when it comes to the lightweight division. What you see, fellas, this next as far as the top 3 names that he should be considering as facing for another big ticket on PPV. This time be PPV. Who's worthy of PPV between, you know, Teofimo and who?
you want me to go, IB, or you want to go?
Yeah. No, I was waiting on your answer, Rapstar.
Well, I'm gonna say it as it is, man. Coming from England, I've always supported the Devin Haney camp. Yeah, so this is what I see at 135, and this is just boxing because I'm in boxing knowledge in my side of the town. At 135, Teofimo gets a lot of money for the Devin Haney fight, and I'll tell you why he gets a lot of money. He gets majority of the purse. If he moves up, he's going to get 50-50. There's no way Josh Taylor or that Ramirez, if he chases him, he ain't getting no more than 50-50. So if it comes to money, then he can get that money with Haney because the Haney camp, they know how it rolls. They already cut checks. They're going to have to give him a little piece more of the purse. Okay, because he's got more of the belts. So as far as I'm concerned, he can make money both ways. So let's talk about the money's done now, yeah? As far as legacy, it does a lot for him to fight Devin Haney right now. And I'll tell you why. The smoke's behind Devin Haney, and there's people like us who know what Devin Haney's done in the amateur background and what kind of pedigree he is. So it always speaks sense that this is going to be a very good fight. So people are going to pay for this fight. And if you talk about pay-per-view, that's going to sell now, bro. I'm going to tell you that's going to sell because the whole social media platform is speaking about it. So now the money's done. So that fight can make sense. If the Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia fight presents itself and the money's big, it's all about cutting checks. Now, this guy, he's got the franchise, and the franchise means you can start pimping around and start moving around and pick who you want. Am I right or wrong?
You correct?
Yeah. So if they're going to call him that okay, there's a bigger money fight for him to move that way because they're paying him a bigger check, I think the fans are still going to be very excited because we're going to see the winner of that fight come with a solid smoke for Teofimo Lopez. The last fight is if he moves up at 140 and he tries to contend himself in mandatory position, which he will be in mandatory position, for the Josh Taylor Ramirez as long as they don't move up to 147. As
Not
long
to
as
cut
they
you off, Rep Star. I'm not to cut you off, man, but he's not moving up to 140 before he have another 35. I know that for a fact. He's not doing.
okay, so you know the camp. So you've already answered all the questions to all the confusion, what people keep saying that he's moving up. So that already ends that question now for the boxing world. Thank you, World Combat, for putting respect on that, because I tried to say that yesterday and
Yeah,
nobody listened to me. But here it is
yeah.
now.
They was all running their mouth, but yeah, he's definitely taking a fight at 35. I just wanted to know who would be the top 3 names.
Well, then let's not make it a difficult situation, bro. We already know the smoke's behind the Devin Haney camp.
No,
Let's
this
be
is
honest.
like for media dialogue. That's all. It's for media dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
So the money's going to be big. There's no.
It can't be just about us. It has to be for dialogue to the supporters and everything.
Well, I'm with the Eddie Hearn camp, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pushing for the big number fight on that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't blame me, because I know that fight's gonna be big. But the other thing you got to realize is you've only got Tank Davis after that, after the Luke Campbell and that. And Tank Davis, he don't want that smoke right now. Mayweather's not letting him go for the big fights at the moment.
Correct.
So that's answering that's how I see it. Let's see what IB got to say.
IB, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, both of you guys was kind of going in and out. I didn't know if it was my connection or what, but Teofimo Lopez versus a Devin Haney, that has to happen after Devin Haney handles Gamboa. The time is now. I move up to 140 when you're one fight from becoming undisputed, the real undisputed. I know you got that franchise belt. Congratulations. On top of every other belt but the World WBC belt. Congratulations on your unified fight against Aloma. But Devin Haney holds that final piece to the puzzle, and you have to get through Devin Haney. That fight would be great. I see it doing great on pay-per-view if that's what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? If they just want to host it on DAZN, I'm cool with that. I just want to see the fight.
Yeah, it gotta be on.
And Teofimo for undisputed. Lomachenko's out the picture now. Lomachenko has nothing to offer. Teofimo handled him. Congratulations to you, okay? But Devin Haney is his time to get his just dues. A lot of people speculating how he got his belt. You know what I mean? He got his belt, how he got it. They also stripped him from it when he was injured, but they gave it back after a great win. They had to relinquish that title back to Devin Haney after a great win. So he done his just dues to earn that title, hands down. He is the real WBC world champion. We know that. Teofimo Lopez holds all the other pieces to that puzzle to become undisputed. So it's no reason to moving up in your mind, greatness, and you want to be the greatest of all time, and greatness is what you're chasing, then Devin Haney at 135 be the work, the homework that you need to complete before even thinking about moving up to a 140.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You at the finish line, Teofimo. Are you going to cross it, or are you going to stand there and let somebody else cross the finish line?
D Hodges.
How you doing, my good brother? How you doing, sir?
What's good? What's good? Hey, good point, solid point, IB. Appreciate that, man. What speak on it, D Hodges. What's good with you, bro?
Oh, chilling, man. I just, I just like woke up and I was like, oh, World Combat's on, because I was looking for H Money. Like, damn, he's not on, but I think he's preparing for his rap battle tonight, because he got a rap battle on Reggie Owens' show against Jay Good.
Bro, I don't know why you always talking about H Money on my show, bro.
No. I just was saying no. I said no. That's how I knew you was on. I was sleeping.
I mean, whatever he's doing, cool with him, whatever. But man, bro,
I seen your notification
on that cat on my show, man.
No, I know. I seen a notification. That's why I came here.
I appreciate it.
That's why I came here. I see the notification. Like, all right, welcome.
Yo, D Hodges, the real one. D Hodges, the real one. What's up, man? From England.
I already know who Rapstar is, the man that lost $1,000 and some dollars on Lomachenko.
Stop advertising that, D Hodges. Stop
No,
advertising that, brother.
it's just a joke, bro. But I could never forget you. You lost so much money on Lomachenko. I don't care if it's 20 years. I still remember who Rapstar is. Jokey joke. But no, but I don't know. I don't know. We just gotta wait to see what happened, like, man. And I'm getting tight with people because everybody keep talking about it. We gotta wait till November 7th. After that,
Well, we can. Hey, D Hodges, we can prognosticate. We can assume. We can put some hypotheticals up there that Devin Haney should be in great enough shape to go in there and outbox Yuriorkis Gamboa.
I
Period.
believe it too. I didn't think it gave me a different outlook. I didn't think Tio would win by a decision. That shit F me up, bro. Nobody gave Tio decision. Everybody said knockout, knockout, knockout. If it went to decision, yeah, everybody said knockout Tio. And they said if it went to decision, Lomachenko will win. It went to decision and Lomachenko still lost. So, like I said, I've been on every channel, eating my crow because I didn't think he would win a decision, but he did. So now it's like, I don't know what could happen. Gamboa might catch a lucky punch. I don't see it coming.
I didn't know lucky punches with Gamboa. I seen him fight twice, man. I drove up to Baltimore and I saw him fight down here. He ain't gonna get no lucky punch. Whatever punch he lands is meant to land. So it's gonna be a technical bout.
I give him a chance. I give him 10%. And last night I'm sitting up there on the show and everybody's giving him 0%. I said at least give him 10% out of 100.
You know why they give him 10%?
No, I know people gave him 0. Everybody on the show gave him 0.
What D Hodges is trying to say, give some respect to the game and let just Gamboa fight happen because no one's giving him no respect. I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, because AJ, everybody thought Ruiz had 0 chance to get AJ. What happened? Sparked him. So it's like with boxing, you don't know. So I give people a 10% chance. I know Haney's gonna win, but I still give Gamboa, he has a puncher's chance. Now, if Gamboa was a pillow-fisted puncher, then I'll say 100. But you got to give 10% because anything can happen in boxing. Ain't no fight 100%.
Well, I just believe when it's a conversation full of the same energy, behind the same narrative, people are going to say he has 0%. But yet, I look at it like you need to boost up both fighters just so the listeners can have an understanding, okay, pick and choose which one they want. Not just saying, okay, for Devin Haney, he's going to go ahead and watch this guy because you want to give some stock in Wall Street to Yuriorkis Gamboa at 38 years old. You want him to still be credible to the game, and especially stepping in there after it's all over with. Just say Devin Haney go in there, he defeat him. You don't want people saying, well, Gamboa was a bomb washed up anyway, so it did nothing for Haney. You know what I'm saying? You want to build that guy up.
And that's what I was telling people. And it's like, that's why me and H argued last night, dog. And I hate arguing with him because you can't win an argument. But it's like, dude, you said Gamboa. You agree with me when you said Gamboa got a puncher's chance. So how do you got 0% if you got a puncher's chance? Like he be, I love him to death, but he be conflicting me sometimes. I love H Money and that's my bro, but sometimes he be conflicting me. I'm like, you were saying that the other night about XIB. I'm like, you were just saying the other night Gamboa got a puncher's chance. Now you're saying he got 0. How are you gonna say he got 0, but he got a puncher's chance? At least give him a 10%.
You know what?
And the whole panel got on me.
I don't like talking about other people's challenge, especially his, unless he was over here. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll be quick to say what he says, but it's not a me and him type of deal. But I understand he's on your mind and everything. I'd rather just stick to the topic because I know he came over to True School looking for you the other day. That's something you have to work out with him, man. But when it comes to, my platform, it's just not topic encompassing. I appreciate IB stopping over, pulling up, even though that's his primary channel. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to keep it on the topic at hand because I know Rapstar is going to give his opinion. You're going to give your opinion. IB is going to basically give his opinion on what we're looking for. What should we be looking for with Teofimo Lopez? And from what I'm hearing, most people believe Devin Haney first out the gate should be 2021 after Devin Haney goes in here and defeat Gamboa. Period.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from it. That's what I feel should happen. I stand behind that World Combat Sports 100%. Both of them is talking about they don't got that much longer at 135 left. This is a fight that should be made. It's the fight to make. That says a lot about Gamboa too, man. Taking these type of fights at 38 years old. At this point in his career, he's still fighting the Tank Davises.
Yeah.
That says a lot about Gamboa. His resume speaks for itself. He's fought in great fighters, so you can't downplay Gamboa's resume or the opponents he fought, win, lose, or draw. Gamboa's coming to fight a torn Achilles, still takes on the whole 12 rounds. Respectable. A torn Achilles is different than a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah.
A torn ACL is different than a ruptured ACL, but it still says a lot about Gamboa not wanting to go on with the fight, but he still did at the end of the day.
I think it was worse than what they let on to be. They just didn't want him to not be able to take a fight. I think it was a haste in the recovery process. They did everything they could do medically to get him back in there. Why? Because he is getting older. So they didn't want Gamboa sitting out this entire 2020 calendar without a fight. I believe he's coming back too early. I rupture or, anything else. I mean, I've had one of those as a track runner, man. I just know it takes a long time for that shit to heal, especially if you're a boxer and you have to cut angles and use that foot to explode off of. It's going to be a problem. I hope it's healed up 100%, man.
Fact.
Do you?
What you gotta realize, bro?
And you know from experience.
Yeah, man, it's just a difficult thing.
But Gamboa is definitely a great fight for Devin, man. Hands down, Gamboa is a great fight for Devin. I'm glad Devin Haney is fighting a name like a Gamboa, man, and for him to move on from there, man, keep getting great names. Teofimo has no reason. Undisputed match at lightweight against a Devin Haney, man. After Devin Haney handles Gamboa, there's no reason why he shouldn't take that fight.
Real talk, I want to see it. Like when I support fighters, I want to support the fighter. I want my fighter. I feel good if the fighter I'm supporting goes in there and fight the toughest competition and don't sit up here and have these reservations and be scared and stuff like that. I like the heat of the battle. I like for motherfuckers just to goddamn dig deep and go to places they ain't never been before. And I don't really wish the bad on opponents, so the fight I'm going for can get an easy win. I want Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney to be healthy if they choose to go. Because Lopez Sr. mentioned 3 names. He said Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Zepeda. And we all know Zepeda is we all know where he's at. So I'm thinking it's definitely going to be either Garcia or Haney. Period. If by chance,
I wouldn't mind a Loma rematch though, because that was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't want no Loma rematch, man, because I don't be hard. That don't mean I'm discounting you. Okay, you can want a rematch. I get it. I understand. A lot of people are talking about he's injured now. I think it's BS to be making excuses and diluting T.O.'s victory. T.O. went in there and gave him a lesson, and he did what he's supposed to, and he won. But what I want to know is, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, does it have the it potential, the star potential to do better numbers than Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah, but World Combat.
I can tell you, as long as it's not on the zone, I guarantee you. If it's on the other, whoever's with the zone, don't put it on the zone because people don't got the zone. So I won't put it
going on the zone, D Hodge. I can tell you that right now. They ain't going.
Okay, that's what I'm saying though, because I know one is the zone and one is something else. So long as they don't, what? Dog, they can put it on Showtime for free. Do you not know if Lomo versus T.O. did that on ESPN for free? Do you not know what Haney versus T.O. Undisputed on Showtime. You know how many views that will get if it's free? Do you not know?
That fight ain't gonna be free. After we go through the Javante Davis and Leo Santa Cruz partial gate and Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, they're gonna have a feel of once this fight does materialize. If the names start linking up Haney Lopez, then it's gonna be a PPV with a partial live gate.
And you know
Because
what?
they said Loma versus Tio did 3 million people watch that fight. 3
Correct.
million. That's a lot. That's a lot in like TV, I guess in TV ratings. 3 people watch 3 million.
So what you think gonna happen when Lopez fight Haney?
That's what I said. If they put it for free, they'll get 5 million. What if they're gonna pay Tio versus Lomo 3? Of course they'll put probably 5 million people for Haney versus Tio. It's undisputed. You don't understand. People want to see undisputed. I will pay $75 for that fight. It's undisputed. That's all everybody want.
I don't think the fight's gonna be $75. I think it's gonna be more than that, man.
Well, shit, if it's more than that, nigga, I'll just be watching y'all commentary, nigga. Because I remember when pay-per-view was only 50. Shit, I only paid 75 just because it was Jamel and Jamal on the same card. That's why I paid it. But nigga, I ain't paying no fucking $75 for that fight.
Man,
no.
so you ain't supporting Team Haney? I mean, that's your.
I ain't got $75 to give. I ain't got $75 to give away.
You goddamn ask Bill. You better ask Bill. Can he goddamn give a stipend fund over there? You know,
nigga, shit. I got kid. I got rent. I got bills. Nigga, $75 is a lot to me. See, I'm not a baller like all y'all. Y'all got thousands.
Hey, Bill, can I get a pair of those Cartier? You know, just
when you only working with hundreds, you gotta pick what fight you want to. I'm only working with hundreds. I ain't even nowhere near 1,000.
Yeah, but
so
D Hodges.
Yes,
give me
sir.
a second, yeah, because I gotta say something before I go.
Yeah, go ahead, baby. I'll be mute. Go ahead.
Yeah. So World Combat. You know what? Did you see what Mayweather had to say with all these belts at the moment?
yeah, and it was good. It was good. You know, he was talking some jewels. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say about that?
Well, he just confirmed what I said yesterday. Where's IB gone? Oh, is he gone? Yeah. All
No,
right.
you're right. You're right. Oh, he might be gone. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, so this is what I said yesterday to IB and them. Yeah, is that there's a big confusion within the big wide boxing platforms, especially that I come from the Eddie Hearn side. Is
Correct.
that WBC, like Mayweather just confirmed what I said yesterday, is that WBC is not putting respect on the champions properly, and they've made it a big confusion. So he already confirmed that this is a big mess right now, right?
Mhm.
And he goes, before the fights would have been made easier, but because of this franchise champion, you're showing us there's 2 WBC champions now, right? So what that does, what Mayweather was confirming, is that it's put a whole big, more politics on the game. What have you got to say to that, D Hodges and World Combat?
Well, he hit it on the nose, man. There's too many belts. And he was doing some subliminal stuff too. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing some subliminals out there. I can't understand, you know, I have to take it in bits and pieces when it comes to Floyd Mayweather, because for one, his fighter Rolly just picked up an interim title for the WBA. So he's talking about his too many belts. He can only be basically throwing shade at the franchise in the WBC for giving, you know, Vasily Lomachenko and then transferring that friendship belt over to Teofimo Lopez. I think subliminally he was talking about that, because really, if you look at it, it would have been some better matchups happening at 135 if that franchise belt wasn't even in the equation. You know what I'm saying? We could have got some better matchups leading up to it. Nobody wouldn't be talking about an email champion. We would have had somebody fight for the championship belt. You know what I'm saying? Loma would have had to keep
I gotta check my connection. I don't know what's going on.
But see how the organization has made this into a joke. The organization is put this in a different way right now, where all the platform of boxing is divided because they're not sure with what's going on with these belts. And I think that's a lot to do with the blaming the organization themselves. They're making this into in a joke right now. Just like Mayweather said, they've confused the whole situation. They better clean it up. That's what he even said.
I mean, the only way they're gonna clean it up is extract belts and put them on the shelf for good. That's the only way they're gonna clean it up there, Rap Star. That's the only way they can do it, man.
Yeah, because champion needs to fight champion. Where I come from England, champions used to always fight champions. But when you're mixing up the belts and throwing them like they're, you know what I mean, candy, you're messing up the game. There's too many champions out there, and then it's becoming confusion between the boxing world.
Shoot, WBC's the worst in all divisions. They got a diamond, a regular, a silver, they got, I swear to God, I never seen so many belts. They got the regular, they got the WBC regular, WBC super, WBC diamond, WBC silver, come on, man. Because I told you when Tio had 5-6 belts on, he don't even got that many. It's only 4 for undisputed: WBA, WBO, IBF, and IBO. But he got mad extra belts on. I'm like, damn, how he got that many belts on? He's still missing one. Like, man, WBC, I love him to death, but they make up belts. Come on, I seen one that said what, the Red X championship belt. It was some advertisement company. They started naming belts after companies. Like,
Let me ask you this: did y'all see who made the franchise belt?
Nope, it was that. I don't know. Shit, we never know.
Top rank.
WBC made it though. They are top ranked spot.
The top rank button is on the belt. Top rank.
Oh, I know. I seen that. I seen that, and I never seen that before. I never seen a logo. I'm like,
they doing what the fuck they want to do, man. That's what it is. They doing what the fuck.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a face. Every belt I seen since championship belts, it's the faces of the champions.
Yeah,
I never seen
there. They was on there.
Yeah, I never seen a logo. I never seen a PBC or whatever. I never seen that on the belt. And PBC runs the belt era, basically. Heyman and them, they run the belt era. They got the most belts out of everybody. But why would you put Top Rank on the belt? And that's just because they knew either Tio or Loma was gonna win, and it's still Top Rank. Facts.
We'll definitely see what comes about it, because sanctioning fees, like Floyd Mayweather said, is basically running rampant. And it does break the boxer to a point, because you cannot sustain a belt without paying sanctioning fees, especially the WBC belt. The WBC belt is expensive, man. That's why Loma got the fuck up out of there. It's like, shit, I ain't carrying that motherfucker.
That's why Bud dusted off. Once he got his 4th belt, he said, shit, I've been paying fees for these 3. Oh, no. Let's get this undisputed. I'm going to go to 47 now. I just back to paying my 1 fee to WBC.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. It's hard, because what if you're not getting that much money? Like, your promoters playing you. Yo, boxers go through a lot, though, because Don King did mad people dirty. Don King was the biggest robber of everybody. He robbed millions.
Go ahead. I just want to see in 2021, 2 big fights. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I want to see that fight. And also, since the 35-pound division is hot, I definitely want to see Devin Haney or Garcia fight Tio, whichever bigger name that is. Preferably Devin Haney for the full strap collection, all the crowns of glory. And then at 40, I want to see the unification between Taylor and Ramirez. We got to see that shit.
Shit, I want to see the unification at 54. If Jamel Charlo beat Dexterra, he's undisputed.
Correct, but we got to make that fight happen. We got.
We're talking about fights. We hope that happen. I just want to see some type of undisputed. That's all. I don't care what division. It could be undisputed at 118. I'll watch it. I just want to see one champion. That's all.
I think if you're talking about undisputed at 40 and 35, those supersede, in my opinion, as far as value, notoriety to the boxing community, over 154 Charlo fighting Patrick Teixeira, which no one really even understands or knows who he is except that name.
But it's undisputed. We're talking about undisputed.
Yeah, it is. Bud was undisputed too, and you see how lack of freaking credibility they give him.
And he moved up real quick and took on a champion. It
Yeah,
don't matter. Everybody keep
to see
calling
how they're gonna give
everybody because everybody keep
Charlo
calling
credit.
Luke Campbell whatever. But Luke Campbell, he did all right versus Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was supposed to whitewash him. Some people said Luke Campbell won. And then Bud stepped up and fought him and wiped him. Wipe out. So it's like he gets no credit no matter what. He gets no credit. He's undisputed and then moved up. And that's why I said, even though Usyk is about to get knocked out by Chisora, I know he is, and I'll put money on that one. But at the end of the day, he still got all the cruiserweight belts, and then he moved up. You got to respect the people that gets undisputed, because undisputed means, and I keep telling people that since Sunday, undisputed means you're the only champion. Can't nobody else say they got a belt. You're undisputed, then you move up, and then you drop all four. That's how you have Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, and all of them, because Crawford vacated that whole undisputed. Vacated it all, went up to 47. So now you got like the whole 140 floating again.
Hey, Rapstar, what's your take on Regis,
Hey,
man?
I got Usyk. I got Usyk.
Oh, you got Usyk winning?
Yeah, I got Usyk.
You know, I like Derek Chisora war and everything. He does bring that heat, man. But I just think the smarter fighter that's going to be able to, you know, come up with the strategy that work. You know, because sometimes Derek Chisora just abandon everything and go all out fire. You know, fight or flight, fight or get knocked out. Usyk, I think to me, ring IQ wise, former unified cruiserweight. He may pull it off, man.
I go in the bathroom. At the end of the day, though, it's the point, dude. I mean, now if he do.
I don't know what that was. Y'all there?
Chisora is way more dangerous
I
than
can hear
Witherspoon.
you.
Yeah,
Rapstar was good. You there?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Can I finish my comment?
Rapstar's chilling with
Can I just finish what I was saying? The only reason why I think Chisora win is because if he lets Chisora like he let Tim Weatherspoon, whatever the Weatherspoon guy, if Chisora caught him like that, he's going to sleep. He better be on his boxing skills, because that Chisora's a dog no matter what. He was a dog against all the boxers. So Usyk better go in there on defensive mode, because I don't know. I see Chisora stopping him. If he fight like he did with Witherspoon, Chisora's definitely gonna stop him, because Tim Witherspoon gonna stop them. He was
Hey,
hitting him with
Dehydrated, can you tell me how many losses Chisora has, my brother?
Oh, I know he has losses, but his losses are the good people.
Oh.
And even though he lost, he put up a valid fight. And Usyk, he's better than Witherspoon.
Yo,
So you're saying Chisora is not better than Witherspoon. Chisora is not better than Witherspoon. Okay, then we go by last performances. That's what y'all always say. Go by the last performance. I'm going by his last performance against Witherspoon. If he fight like that against Chisora walk through punches, and he been in there with hitters, and he'll walk through the punch to throw a punch. That's why.
Yo, D Hodges, I like you and that, yeah, but I'm from where Chisora's from, and I like Chisora as a fighter. Can I say something? Yo.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah. So what you got to recognize with Chisora, he was at his best when he fought someone like Vitaly Klitschko. And that was how many years ago now? Welcome back, 5 or 6? 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's about 6, I believe.
Yeah. And since then, he's been a good domestic fighter in my country. You know what I mean? So he's been going against the people as the Dylan Whites. And, you know, he's also got exposed twice with Dylan White. He's a good fighter for a domestic fighter in my country. Usyk is a proven cruiserweight world champion. And he's proven. So by him going up, Tony Bellew. So Usyk is proven. And he's only going up in weight to make a mark. Forget Chisora. I'll give Usyk a chance against someone like Anthony Joshua. Think I'm crazy. Fans might not want to be with Rapstar, but Rapstar tells it.
Now I check the box with you on that now.
You better. You better.
I don't know. I love him to death, but I don't know all that. I'm telling you, Chisora is an animal, and Usyk has no power. He
I
has to
wish
have.
you betted money, D Hodges, but I like you, and I know you don't bet.
No,
But I
I
got
don't
all my
bet.
money
But
on
no,
Usyk.
I'm just saying though, Chisora is a dog, and just in my opinion. Now, if Usyk go and beat Chisora, then he has a chance with AJ because he could take a punch. Because he
Usyk's
get punched,
boxing
he get
IQ,
punched in the face too much. Even
yeah,
when
but Usyk's boxing
his
IQ,
face is blocking. I watched the whole Super Six with him. He got hit a
yeah, it's
lot.
hard to get a
You
word in
can't
with you,
get.
D Hodges.
No,
But
I
yeah,
watched the
carry on.
Super Six. He was getting pieced up. He still won by decision, but they was getting him with good punches. And heavyweight, all it take is one good punch, and he got hit with a bunch of them. It's just lucky he wasn't in there with a puncher, because Witherspoon would have sparked him if he had
But
power.
Witherspoon's not fighting right now.
No, but we're going by
Derek
last
Chisora.
fight. No, we're going by last fight. You gotta go by last fight. Ain't that what we say? By his last performance against Witherspoon. Now,
Hey,
if he
World
went in
Combat.
there, now
World
if he
Combat.
went in there and
I've got
Hey, let him
500 on
respond, man.
Usyk. If you want to bet me, World Combat, I got 500 on Usyk.
yeah, just saying, if he went in there and
Oh, I'm
outboxed
not going.
Witherspoon,
I'm
and
going for Usyk.
Witherspoon is
If you want to
old.
come against me, I got the 5 bills on him.
I don't got time to bet. I just already know that we going by. I'm just giving my opinion by his last performance against Witherspoon. And Chisora is way more of a threat. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying he can't win. I pretty much think he is, but I got Chisora because he gets punched too much. Witherspoon shouldn't have been if he's an Olympic star. All that Witherspoon landed. Like, go look at the punch stat numbers. How many punches Witherspoon landed? If Chisora land that many,
No. Hey, D Hodges, I feel you, but I'm choosing boxing skill over boxing heart. Chisora getting there with anybody. Hercules, we know
Correct.
that.
A dog.
But I'm choosing boxing skill over boxing heart.
And we all know
we do that. It don't matter. It
supersedes
takes a punch.
Derek Chisora, man.
It's about boxing. It's about a punch. All it takes is one punch. It is very hard. It's only a few fighters that can stay perfect for 12 rounds. There's a very few.
Look, you're
And I
talking the
just
same
said
thing
right
as we
now
were
from
talking
his
with every
last
other boxer.
performance.
You're saying
No,
he's got a
after
puncher's chance. You're saying he's got
no,
a
I'm gonna
puncher's
see how we
chance.
do against the Shura. This is his test, because this Weatherspoon was his test to see if he could be at heavyweight. Now, if he go in there and he whitewashed Chisora better than everybody else, then people won't say nothing else. But he better
Bro,
not.
this man defeated Bradis. This man defeated that
No,
guy.
I'm not taking no credit from
Gusov.
him. I'm not.
Gusov and Bradis were
I'm
unbeaten
not. I
fighters.
love Usyk. I put him in my top pound for pound. Ask anybody on any channel. I put him in pound for pound. But if he beat Chisora, he moves up my pound for pound list even more, because he beat a notable name of Chisora. That's a dog, and especially if he knocked Chisora out. What? People don't do that. So it's like, it's all the point that how we do against Chisora. Because if he has a hard time with Chisora, he's going to have a hard time with AJ. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's like we got to wait for him and Chisora. That's his test. He passed his first test. He went from.
Do you remember Marco
He
Huck?
went from. No,
Marco
listen.
Huck
Let me finish. Let me finish real
Chisora.
quick. Listen,
Remember
1
Marco
second.
Huck?
I'll be 1 minute. He won his undisputed. That's why I love him. And then he moved up. That's why I put him pound for pound. He wasn't all he got his whole division and moved up, and he did okay against his first test run. So now if he go in there and whitewash Chisora, we have nothing else to say. He's a legit heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta wait. We gotta wait.
You need to get your own show, because you speak so much, and some of it's facts too. You need to get your own show, bro, because you don't stop speaking.
No, I don't like own show because I don't know how to ask questions. I don't know how to talk. But if you ask a fact or a question, I know how to answer, and I can answer well with facts. But I don't know what to talk about on my show. I don't know. And I got 35 subscribers, and I ain't even got one. I'm like, damn. When I went to look at my little profile thing, I'm like, how 35 people subscribe to me? And I just think that's just from my comedy being. But yeah, but at the end of the day, I want to see against Chisora. This is his test fight. If he go in there and outbox Chisora and all that, Boom, he's up there. Chisora's his test. Witherspoon was the test to see if he could be at heavyweight. And now Chisora, if he win, he becomes a dog in that division. It's all about the Chisora fight because that's a legit person. Witherspoon ain't legit. But if he go in there, and especially if he knock Chisora out, he's fine. But yeah, I got Chisora. I don't know. Maybe I might be not bet against Black, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, but I don't know. It seemed like that Chisora's like that dude, and I just don't think Usyk got the power to keep him away. All the people that got rid of Chisora is because they had the power. When they hit him, he backed up, but it just seemed like Usyk really don't got the power. But who knows what happens? But that's my thing. I'll go let y'all get to it. I'm sorry. Sorry being long-winded.
What? My bag. Hello?
Yo, what's up? What's up? Yeah, I can hear you. Look.
Can you hear me, World Combat?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Who is this? Who said, can you hear me?
That was me. I said I could hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's good?
Yo.
Go ahead.
It's IB. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, bro. Look, check it out, D Hodges.
Yo, can you hear me?
That's good stuff, D Hodges. I think it's a close fight between you. Like, I agree with you on a lot of stuff you said. Because I said kind of the same thing, that Witherspoon was, a running test. He was supposed to get Carlos Takam, see, and that would have been like, he wouldn't even have needed Usyk if that Carlos Takam fight would have went through. But he had to settle for Witherspoon. So that's just a measuring stick at the heavyweight division to see how he looked. This fight with Derek Chisora is going to test his punch resistance, his resilience, how he can take a shot and give a shot, right? That's the testament, because he got to have the right kind of power to keep these guys at bay, or at least keep them honest, so they don't come in there and just try to hide their way. Now, Maris Breedis at cruiserweight, man, he gave Usyk all he can handle. If Usyk let these heavyweight guys get in there and hit on him like that, bro, it could be lights out. So what D Hodges saying about Usyk and Chisora, I mean, you got to think about it. Chisora's a slugger, right? Usyk and freaking Maris Breidis was inside slugging it. He can't afford to fight like that with Chisora, not even a little bit, because this is a whole different type of power. So, I think it's a close fight. I think that Usyk is talented enough to potentially weather the storm because he's a skilled fighter, but this is the ultimate test. And if he can get past Chisora, I'm with D Hodges, bro. He's a problem at heavyweight.
I just look at his thought process. He abandons the mission a lot mentally. Him losing to Dillian White twice, I just felt if he would have had a different game plan coming off that decision, their first fight, that split decision loss, instead of just leaving, becoming reckless in there with Dillian White and getting knocked out the way he did. It almost reminds me of Dillian White, Alexander Povetkin, when, Derek Chisora stepped in there with Dillian White, but he was on the receiving end of the knockout. And then Caballero, it was a majority decision. The one good thing about Derek Chisora, he's game. He can fight, so I'm looking to see the same thing with Alexander Usyk. I want to see him tested, because a lot of people are quick to put him number 5 on the pound for pound list. And he has one fight with Chase Witherspoon in heavyweight.
Yeah, but Chase Witherspoon, bro, at heavyweight, I don't complain about anybody putting him on the pound for pound list, because the traditional sense pound for pound is, can you do it in another weight class, right? So yeah, he only beat Chase Witherspoon, but he's stepping up to another weight class. So he got to get credit for that, and he already cleaned out a division. I mean, bro,
Mikey Garcia did it too.
Mikey Garcia never went for a belt undisputed.
No,
ever.
I'm talking about I'm not talking about undisputed. I'm talking about stepping up to another division, such as
I
two
know, but I'm talking
divisions
about
up
4 belt
outside.
undisputed, fam. That's something only 4 men have done.
Yeah,
Period. Mikey Garcia ain't do something only 4 men have done, and then he steps up to another division. So I don't mind. I'm just saying, pound for pound lists are subjective. I'm just saying I don't mind hearing somebody put Usyk up there because 4 belt undisputed is history.
Facts.
I
Like that's
wasn't.
Facts.
I
history,
wasn't
fam.
talking about undisputed. I was talking about just what you mentioned about what has been done from the division that they chose to move up to another division, and how did they perform at that division? Because not too many people on the pound for pound list can say they was undisputed and moving up to another division, except Crawford. So
It's only 2 people,
you know what I'm saying?
Usyk and
Crawford
Crawford. That's why he deserved to be there, fam. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but that's your point of view. My point of view is undisputed. That has to be accounted for. And then when you have undisputed, you've cleaned out an entire division, and then you go up and you beat a guy, then you're in the conversation because you hadn't just did it at that division and stayed there. You moved up and challenged yourself. Now, whether it was a Chase Witherspoon or not, he still defeated that challenge and he's taking on the next challenge. So he deserves to be in the discussion. You don't have to have him there on yours because you have other criteria. But I can't argue too much with somebody that decides to have Usyk there in the top 5 because it's validated.
I'm really curious to see how he performs. I don't have less of value of Alexander Usyk moving up. He unified the entire division. I get it. I'm curious. I'm just looking forward to him facing somebody of top tier, top rank in the heavyweight division, and see what his power look like. We all know he has, some similarities to Lomachenko when he feels like it. And I just want to see what comes of it, man. I would have liked for him to face Carlos Takam. I think he would have
I
had a
would have
lot more
too.
trouble with Carlos Takam.
That's what I said. If he'd have faced Carlos Takam, then we would. To me, I wouldn't have needed to see a Chisora fight if he faced Carlos Takam and beat Takam, because Takam's a much better test than a damn Chase Witherspoon. But Chase Witherspoon did give you some indication. Okay, he can compete here. Now we need to see Chisora or like a Takam to see if he can be a problem here. Like Chisora's enough for me because these heavyweights at the top, they're not far apart from each other. This is not a division where there's a wide split from 10-1, to tell you the truth. These guys, they bang. But Usyk, you don't have to have concussive power in the heavyweight division. You just have to have respectable power. So you don't have to go in there and knock everybody out because he's a highly skilled fighter. So if he has respectable power and can get their attention, say, hey, you're not just going to come in here, that's all he needs, because accumulation will get you stopped too. And the thing with a lot of these heavyweights is they gas the fuck out, fam. A lot of them gas the fuck out. Look at Dillian White. He struggles with gassing. Chisora struggles with gassing. Joshua has shown us to struggle with gassing. A lot of these heavyweights gas out. So if Usyk can weather the storm with a Chisora, he don't have a tank issue. And if he has respectable power, the dude's valid. He's validated to me.
Yeah, I look at what was the other fighter's name? Otto Wallen, who fought Tyson Fury. I felt he did a pretty decent job by only fighting one round in 18 months leading into that fight. I felt he did pretty decent. He did gas on the back end of the fight, but he split Tyson Fury open, and he was still on his feet, and he had pretty good success. I would like to see them rematch somewhere down the line.
And Tyson Fury, I mean, yeah, like when down the line? Because to be honest with you,
look at it. That was his fifth fight back, though. That was his fifth fight back.
yeah. I'm just saying when down the line, because here's the thing with Tyson Fury. If he gets the Joshua double fight deal, after that, bro, he's gone. I can guarantee you he's gone. He's not staying in boxing. Motherfucker will probably go back to the WWE, make more money than he'll make in boxing anyway, and be a star. He's already accepted there. They love him.
Yeah.
Why would he stay in boxing?
Yeah, exactly. It's Courtney. Yeah, if he choose to get the unification with Joshua, but somehow, some way, we don't know the litigation process with Deontay Wilder yet. He just can't disappear, and neither have we ever seen a 7-month expiration date on a contract.
Yeah, I don't even know about
Nigga,
this
you
whole
never know.
contract
You never
situation
know.
with Wilder, but the thing is, nobody has said the fight is off. All you hear is people talking about lawsuits and all of this. You ain't heard a fucking thing from Wilder. Not Bob Arum, Mauricio Suleiman even came out and said the fight is still on. It's just Fury.
Correct.
Listen, why should Fury wait forever for Wilder to make a decision? He can take a little tune-up fight in between because he's not gonna fight nobody significant. He's just gonna take a keep busy fight. People gonna bitch about it, but why should he just sit around and do nothing? And then he has a layoff just as long as Wilder. Why should he do that? He should keep himself hot. Go take you a stay busy fight, keeping the motor boxing reflexes up. Then when Wilder finally decide he wants to make a motherfucking fight, then go ahead and fight Wilder. But nobody's called the fight off. And all of these people talking lawsuits and Fury ducking Wilder, this shit is just stupid, man. It's a narrative for no reason.
Everything boxing and sports. Salute to you, man. What's good? What's good? You know, you clear to jump on if you want to. That Keon. Hey, out of the fights, if you want to, he want to or chooses to take a soft touch, which of the names considered a soft touch? You know, Charles Martin,
Caballel and
Caballel, Charles Martin.
and no, I don't think he said anything about Charles Martin. It was
Yeah, his
Caballel.
name was in there.
Was his name in there?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But here's the thing with Fury. I think Charles Martin's actually a decent fight because Charles Martin's underrated. But I will say this. This is the thing with Fury. And I'm a fan of the dudes. I like Tyson Fury. But the thing is this, right? People expect something different from what Fury has shown them his whole fucking career. Like he fights the upper tier guys and then he don't do shit in between. He been doing that his whole career. And now people talk about this and that. Fury not gonna do none of that shit, man. He gonna fight some bullshit fight that nobody's appreciative of, right? That's what he's gonna do. And then he's gonna fight Wilder. If they fight. If he doesn't, he's probably gonna seek Anthony Joshua and he ain't gonna fight nobody till he get that fight. That's just what Fury do. So all these people talk about Fury should fight this guy, Fury should fight that guy. Okay, keep dreaming. Because Tyson Fury never showed anybody that he's going to fight the best in between. He's never done it.
I truly believe Tyson Fury should fight Deontay Wilder because when Deontay came the first fight, Fury refused to take the immediate rematch. So I'm saying, okay, if he actually, you know, was patient enough to come back 2 fights later and jumping off the top rope with Braun Strowman, man, you know, he gave you the rematch. So it's even now. You know what I'm saying? You should basically take consideration in this trilogy.
Yeah, he should. And the thing with the, you know, people always go back to the immediate rematch after the first fight. Here's the thing, man. The same people that's pro Wilder, and I'm not saying you World Combat. I'm just saying, like, all I do is go around YouTube, bust up narratives, and put a live up about it. So here's my thing with this whole Fury situation. The same people that cry about Fury not taking the automatic rematch had nothing to say about Wilder turning down $100 million to bet on himself. The reason Fury didn't take the automatic rematch was because of the $80 million contract with ESPN and the Braun Strowman fight. So you can turn down $100 million, basically is what Fury got. You can turn down $100 million to bet on yourself, but he can't delay a fight to get $100 million. How hypocritical is that? Because that's basically what the reason was, is why he didn't take the fight, because he had to sign for the fucking contract and then go do the WWE thing. $400 million.
Like, that was a win for Fury, though. The
$100 million he was not gonna make in no fucking immediate rematch with Wilder. Let's be serious, fam. So
I'm talking about Fury. Fury,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fury benefited. It was a win-win if you know, when him signing that contract and then going over to the WWE. That's much different than people saying Wilder turning down 120 without reading the fine line that was internal to that contract with keeping the opponent. Yeah, said Joshua.
I can say betting on himself. He turned it down betting on himself. That's what they said. I just said betting on him. I'm just repeating what they said. He said he was betting on himself, so he turned it down. I didn't say anything was wrong with it or anything.
I
But I'm
think
saying they were
betting on
willing to
yourself is
accept
good,
him
man.
turning it down to bet on himself. So basically, it was money, right? I mean, come on, let's think about it. If he's turning down 100 million to bet on himself, because this is what they said, the contract wasn't right, but it was for 100 million. He turned it down to bet on himself, which means I can make more money without signing that bullshit contract. So I'm not saying good or bad about that, but he said I can make more money without fucking with the Zone's bullshit contract. Okay, so it was about more money. Fury's not gonna make $100 million in an
Correct.
immediate rematch with Wilder. So he said, okay, I'm gonna delay the fight and get this money. So if you're gonna respect the guy for betting on himself to get more money, you can't be so mad at Fury going for $100 without giving 100 million. I mean, without giving you an immediate rematch, because you're not gonna pay him $100 million.
But the
That's all
contract
I'm saying. You got to keep the same energy about it.
the contractual criteria was different a bit. It wasn't like Fury was binded like Deontay Wilder would have been. You're talking about 3 fights for 120, Dominic Brazil being first, and then you're talking about Tyson Fury just doing it to say, okay, I can make more money doing this. Let me fight Tom Schwartz. Let me fight Otto Wallin and go to wrestling. That's a damn win-win for him.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm a Fury fan, so I'm with that. I'm just saying I don't see how anybody can complain like, oh, he ducked Wilder the first rematch, because that's the narrative on that.
No, I
man.
never
Like,
said that. You never
not
heard
you. I didn't say you. That's why I said there are narratives. This is what I do. I go around debunking these narratives. It was a narrative that he ducked Wilder for the first rematch, but that was the case behind this shit, right? That's why he did what he did, because it was more money. Wilder wasn't gonna pay him no $100 million is my thing. Vince McMahon paid him a shit ton of money to fucking fight Braun Strowman, and that sets him up for something to do after boxing. What is a lot of these guys gonna do after boxing? Try to do some commentary, hang around the ring. Fury's gonna be making millions after boxing. Think
I
about
mean, I
it.
can see in that perspective, but just basically marrying up Deontay Wilder and Fury had it in the contract to face one another again. And the Deontay Wilder turning down that fight, that 3-fight deal, which bonded him to 3 fights, I think it was a good deal. I think it was a good decision.
I don't, like I said, with me, that's neither here or there. Whether it was a good decision, I don't really get into that. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is I'm getting into my guy Fury. He did what he did for 100 million. So I don't want to hear shit about no duck, because fight Deontay Wilder in the immediate rematch won't gonna get Fury nowhere close to fucking $100 million. So
I
it is
agree
what it is.
I agree with fighters getting as much money as they possibly can while they're in the sport, because the sport does not have a post-fight retirement plan, period. So if somehow you invested your money in a franchise or freaking investments and properties or whatever you're doing, the gain back residual income, cool. But not every fight is business orientated like that.
No, not every athlete. 76% of all of them go broke. All the athletes, all sports, they go broke at the end of their career. So a lot of athletes make that mistake, and freaking football players, baseball players, basketball players make way more money than these boxers, and they fuck it all off too.
Hey, y'all keep cooking, yeah? I'm a bit busy with doing some stuff, but y'all keep cooking. And listen to this one. There's a lot of fake rap star accounts out there, World Combat, and all of you guys. So just keep a lookout, because they're all fake. You know what I mean? Because I went over there and smoked some of those people, so they made fake accounts of me. So they're all in their show. They made a rap star, and they put my same thing on, making out I'm speaking to them, or it's some other guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do that with a lot of people, fam. They got a whole lot of fake
But
accounts.
I can't
They
believe
got
I'm
like,
that relevant. I'm already in people's head. That's
yeah,
crazy. I've only been in the game on YouTube for a couple of weeks. I'm already in some of the channels' heads.
rap star. All you gotta do is speak the truth, and you get into a lot of these cats' heads, bro, because they want to just put up narratives and lies. So as soon as you come out speaking the truth, you're a target. That's why.
Oh, is that what happens? Because
That's
I
it.
speak my mind.
That's it. But you speak with facts, though. When you speak with facts, they can't handle that shit. That's why I get so much attention, because that's all I do. I debunk narratives, fam. I don't like. I talk about fighters. I got my favorite fighters, but I'm just like on a mission to debunk narratives. So I get a lot of people coming with the arguments and the bullshit narratives, trying to support the shit, and I just destroy all of them shit and
Yeah.
invite everybody to come debate it if they don't like it. Just that simple.
You know, the funny thing is, I just laugh at it now, and I don't waste my energy with these stupid channels now. I just can't be bothered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
you've
the
been
kids,
over to my channel. You know how I go down. I shut all the bullshit down, dog.
and you must be in people's heads too because you shut it down. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think this YouTube boxing, yeah, I'm learning about YouTube boxing. It's a different atmosphere. And in YouTube boxing, I think it's more to do with if you speak facts and you love all of boxing, then you attract a different kind of fans. But if you only love a certain kind of boxing, then you only will attract that kind of fans. I'm learning about all that now because I come
Yeah.
from the real boxing world, and it's not like that. And in my boxing world, whether you're black, brown, green, orange, or even if you look like a fucking alien, we all respect each other. That we respect the game, and that's where I come from. You know what I mean?
That's right, bro. Facts. That's how I go down.
Well, I was like, I usually don't bring stuff up like this while the person's not here, but I know L Dog is not going to appear. But I just didn't appreciate how he was talking about, Deontay should give his life and everything. He was making a joke about things like that. It just got a little out of hand that people don't truly understand who's really trolling and like to hear themselves all the time and who actually really respects the sport. And I just felt it was ultimately disrespectful because even though I was going for Deontay Wilder and been in his camps and seen him several times, I didn't wish any ill will on Tyson Fury to die. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I don't joke around with grown men about, I look at you first as having a family. That's why this shit ain't personal to me. Because a lot of cats on here that's running off and rah-rahing, they see you in person, they shaking your hand and giving you a grin and saying, "Oh, what's good?" You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes down. I mean, so
Yeah, every channel he went on World Combat saying that dumb shit. I mean, mine, Marks, BDA, every channel he went on saying that we got on.
Respect boxing. Like the
Yeah,
man's a family.
everybody got on him for that stupid shit, fam. Nobody accepted that. Not Punch Drunk, none of us. He came on all our channels and said that shit. We was like, bro, you taking it too far. All these motherfuckers, everybody, they warriors in the ring, first and foremost.
Yeah, and they
Y'all
got
sit
families
here and
to
talk
support
about
too.
these goddamn sports, but y'all not in the ring getting your fucking face punched in. All of these guys are warriors. That's why all my life you don't hear me calling none of these guys bums. I call them low-level fighters, but if you think they're a bum, you strap on some fucking gloves and get in that ring with them. And I bet you get your ass knocked the fuck out. So I don't call these guys bums. They warriors, fam. And all of this, oh, he's scared of him. He's scared. These guys ain't scared to punch each other in their face. They fucking warriors, and they deserve to go back home. That shit that happened last year with Maxim Dadashaw, Patrick Day, and Hugo Santalin, that's unfortunate shit, man. And it almost happened to fucking Adonis Stevenson, but he recovered. That's unfortunate. Nobody should wish that shit on no one.
And you know what I don't like, yeah, is that when I first came onto this thing, yeah, people started calling people trash, tomato cans, they're piece of shit. Those guys haven't even been in the ring for 30 seconds, yeah? And those people, they don't respect the game. And what the problem is, yeah, just like what D. Hodges said, I know people from England which are like, you know what I mean? They got problems because of boxing now, because it's just one shot too many. You know how that goes, yeah? So what happens is, yeah, people don't respect the game, so they talk abusive about fighters, and I don't like that, bro. That's not where I come from.
Yeah. D. Hodges was dropping some gems on that goddamn UC Chisora shit, though. I'm with that shit, because I see it like that too, man. This shit mean everything for UC. That fight mean everything for you. Look, let me ask y'all something, man. Who think that Leo Santa Cruz got a chance with Tank? Because honestly, fam, I don't think Leo Santa Cruz got a fucking chance in hell with Tank Davis. Like, I'm just trying to decide what round before 6 I'm going to pick Tank to knock him out. Tank, this is the thing. Like, people keep going back to this Gamboa fight, right? And I get it. Tank was fucking up. But Tank been dumb focused. He's been crazy focused this whole time. Like, even before the camp started, the dude was starting to work out and everything. Man, he ain't gonna have no problem making weight, because the reason he was having problem making weight in the past was he was undisciplined. He won't in the gym. He won't dedicate it. Man, this dude been super dedicated, like crazy. He been dealing with different trainers. And I'm like, people not watching Tank. When the hell has Tank been ever been this chiseled so far before a fight? Never. Never. He's going to destroy Leo Santa Cruz, in my opinion. I just want to get what y'all think on this.
Well, I was there. You know, he fought down here in the A, man. That was my second straight fight seeing Tank. I actually drove up to Baltimore, saw him fight Ricardo Nunez, and Gamboa was actually on the under, you know, his co-main when he fought Rocky Martinez and stopped him. So that was the fight before they both moved up to 35 to fight down here in the A. But what I saw, and I was up close and personal, looking at Tank fight. And a lot of people believe he was gassing out, which there were rounds that he did gas, but Tank never stopped boxing. He never stopped boxing. This dude's a savage, man. People need to understand how he's going to take it to the body of Leo Santa Cruz. He's going to goddamn snatch the soul out of Leo Santa Cruz's body. And I'm just curious to see how he's going to respond to that.
Man, it's not even that World Combat. Leo Santa Cruz is, look, you remember what Tank did to Pedraza, right? He annihilated
that right hook, left his foot.
He annihilated him. So I'm thinking like this, and it's just hypothetical, but think if Leo Santa Cruz was in the ring with Pedraza. I think Pedraza beats the shit out of Santa Cruz, right? But Tank annihilated Santa Cruz. And my thing is this, Pedraza. Leo Santa Cruz used his damn face as a punching bag, fam.
Yeah.
He gonna be giving Tank shots not only downstairs, because you know he gonna bash that body up, but he gonna be giving Tank shots upstairs. Leo Santa Cruz has never been defensively responsible. They can't teach him that in one camp. This dude's gonna get knocked the fuck out. I don't see it going 2-6. I'm trying to think. Should I pick 4, 5, or 6? That's all I'm thinking. It might go to 6.
It's according to his footwork. You know what plan he uses. I'll be surprised if Leo Santa Cruz just say fuck it from the opening bell, stand in the pocket and trade. I'd be surprised.
Then he gets knocked out earlier. If he does that dumb shit, he gets knocked out earlier, and I'll be off by. See, now you're making me think I should just pick 5 because it's just gonna be almost like this Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko thing. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
I hear the nonsense about how Leo Santa Cruz is the superior boxer. This I don't agree with. I really don't agree with this.
With him telegraphing that right hand all the time like it has Tourette's.
Right. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, they feel like Leo's the most superior boxer. And the only thing that's going to happen in this fight with Leo Santa Cruz is what just happened with Teofimo. Well, I didn't know he could do that. I never seen him do that before. That's because y'all weren't looking, fam. That's just that simple. Y'all just wasn't looking. Y'all was mad at the hype. Y'all was mad because Tank won't fighting who y'all wanted him to fight, but y'all was not looking at what he was doing in the ring. Tank has skills. Get it through y'all fucking thick head. And now he has skills with power, size, and all the advantages. We get ready to see a repeat of what happened with Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. He's what kind of boxer do they think Tank is? He gonna knock Leo Santa Cruz slam out, fam.
Yeah, he's a savage, man. People need to understand and stop looking at him snatching women up and having those outside the ring incidents. I understand they're bad domestically. I understand, but Tank Davis can fight, and for this bout right here, he primarily trained over there with his mentor, you know, Floyd. So
I don't even fucking like Tank Davis at all. I talk shit about him all the time. I don't even like Tank because of the way Floyd and Ellaby are moving him. And I used to be a fan, and it's just disappointing. And I'm like, bro, I'm not even a fan of his no more. I always talk shit about Tank. He's not doing shit in boxing. The best fight he had was Pedraza. He never fought anybody in boxing that anybody thought would beat him. That's the problem. Like, you got to fight better competition, or at least on your level, to get better. Somebody's going to make you
I'm going to
work.
back D Hodges on that. I'm going to make a statement.
Just D Jefferson, man. You keep calling me D Hodges.
Yo, sorry, man. I keep getting mixed up with the names over here, man. I'm new to the game. But, yo, Jefferson, I'm going to put, Rapstar's going to put his name on this. When Tank fights an elite 130, 135 elite champion, he's going to get found out. Remember my words.
Well, that could be true. It depends on, see, this the thing. That's something else. This is where I start defending Tank Davis again. Because Rapstar, he has the skills. it's not too late for him. The kid's only 25. So, and just with this camp right here could be a start of things. If he starts dedicating himself and doing what he's been doing in this camp, keeping himself in shape between fights, working with the Mayweather gym. Now, this kid is going to get better and better. And by the time he does get to that elite fight, because he has not had it, Pedraza is not elite, but that is his best fight. But by the time he gets to the elite fight, if he keeps going uphill and not fucking around, then Tank Davis is going to be a problem, fam. It's not too late for him to instill dedication. See, this is what people got to understand. It's not like a fighter that don't have the skills and he has to build skills. Tank has to build dedication and discipline. Only once he does that, watch the fuck out, fam. Because I've never disrespected this dude's skills. It's just the fact that he has not fought anyone that's going to push him. That's my problem.
I'm just saying, Leo's gonna push him. I'm telling you.
Nah, man, Leo gonna get pushed.
I do, man. Because just like I said earlier, like I give Tio 10% chance against Devin Haney because he has a puncher's chance. I can give Gamboa. He got a 10% chance against Haney. I give 10%. 50-50. Ain't nothing called 0%. You never know. Dude, I'm eating crow from Lomachenko. I'm eating crow from a lot of people. Who knows? Until we watch the fight. Who knows what Leo been working on? We all say Tank could destroy him, but we don't know. Because we got. I'm just saying. Anything can happen.
Nobody knows anything, bro. Look.
Because we thought AJ was gonna smack Ruiz down, and he ended up getting knocked out. You can't really predict fighting. That's how people lost so much money. You can't predict it. You gotta give a person a chance, even if it's a 10% chance.
Okay, he got a 10% chance, but 90-10 says that Tank's gonna knock Leo Santa Cruz out. You want to hear me say he got a 10% chance? He got a 10% chance. 90-10, Tank's gonna knock his ass out. That's still. I mean,
I swear to God, the one that I lost at, because I didn't think Tio could win a decision, and ain't nobody on this panel could say Tio Fimo by decision. Nobody said that.
Punch Drunk called him by decision. I called Tio by win, but I explained.
That's all I'm saying. Anything can happen.
Hold on. Look. I explained this. I said that the skills of Teofimo was underestimated. Now, this is what I thought. This is why I picked Teofimo by 7th round knockout, because I knew he had more skills than people was giving him credit for. He was going to be able to affect Lomachenko's angles, and his power was good enough. He boxed similarly to the way I said. It just went 12 rounds, and he wasn't able to get the knockout. But that's a testament to Lomachenko, because he's a higher level fighter. You can't just have your way with him. See? But my man Punch Drunk picked him by decision. We both seen that the dude can box. And this is what I'm saying about Tank. He has 254 amateur fights. If you watch what he does in the ring, whether the guy is smaller or not, whatever. No one said that when Rigondeaux was smaller than Lomachenko. They watched what he was doing in the ring. If you watch what Tank is doing in the ring, the dude has skills. And Leo Santa Cruz does not have enough to keep this dude off of him, bro. So the logic is going to tell you. Nobody's right all the time. I agree with you. But the logic tells you, if you break down fights, if you know what's going on in that ring, the logic tells you that Tank is going to knock Leo Santa Cruz out. He's defensively irresponsible. He uses his face for a fucking punching bag. And Tank has power. That dude's getting slept for the first time in his fucking career.
I feel you. I don't know. That's what boxing is like. I love when I watch every fight because I don't really know who's going to win. And it's a lot of time I had to eat crow because the person I thought was going to win didn't. You don't know. You just make your pick, sit back, and watch the fight and see who wins. And then now I can come on YouTube next day, eat my crow, or I can come on the next day and say, yeah, I told y'all so. That's about it.
Who got win in that fight?
That's a good one.
Wow, bro. That's amazing. I
Yeah.
cannot believe it's that hard for you to pick Tank Davis over Leo Santa Cruz. That's
No,
just
because it's
amazing
the
to me.
point that Leo has skills, and it's kind of like I'm
So
tired
Tank
of
don't
being
have skills,
wrong.
D. Hodges. Tank don't
He's
have
trying to
skills,
be
fam.
real, man. Let D Hodges say what he
But
got
I'm
to say,
saying
man.
Leo got skills. I agree with that.
You
But does
can't
Tank
speak for
have
him,
skills?
bro. You gotta let him speak.
Cause
All right,
I'm
do
gonna
your
go
thing.
for the upset. It don't matter. I ain't betting no money. I'm gonna go for Leo. Forget it.
Wow.
Nigga, I went for Lomachenko and he lost and got wiped from what people say. So I don't even care about who's the popular favorite. I'm gonna go for Leo. See
Hey,
what Leo might could do something. And
hey, if
even
you
if he don't do nothing, he still shows exposure. Cause
hey,
Lomachenko, even though he lost, he showed people can go back and watch that fight tape and see what they gotta do because he showed Tio's mad flaws, but nobody accepts that.
hey, if that comes
He-
true, you gotta get your own channel if that comes true. I'm gonna make you get your own channel.
no,
Yo,
not at
yo.
all. I don't want my channel. I'm just saying though, you never know what could happen, dude. Believe me, every time I think, like I said, it was a robbery and I had Charlo winning. There's no way Tony Harris is gonna win this fight, and he won it. Like, there's so many fights I thought that the person could, like Buster Douglas. I'm 40 years old. I'm not no little boy. I'm 40 years old. We all thought Tyson was gonna spot Buster Douglas, and what happened? And then we thought Tyson was gonna spot Holyfield. What happened? It happens, dude. Y'all just gotta admit it's boxing.
I didn't think Tyson was gonna be Holyfield. I'm telling you that right now. I'm 45 years old, so
Yeah, nobody thought that. I didn't.
I'm telling you, I didn't
I
think
thought
Tyson was gonna. No, I
Yeah, I
didn't.
thought Tyson was gonna knock him out. That's
No,
what
I
I
thought
thought. I'm
Holyfield was
like,
gonna win. I thought Holyfield was gonna win. I picked Holyfield to win because Tyson. Listen, man. Post custom model, Tyson was not in the game mentally. You got this game. This sport is all sports are half mental. Tyson fell out of the game mentally when Customato left him. That was like a father, a coach, everything to that dude. He started slipping mentally from that point. And I knew that Holyfield, the desire of that man, the boxing skills of that man, the tenacious fucking forward fighting of that dude, I knew he was going to beat Tyson. I knew it.
yeah, but I'm just saying, how many unders? Like, you're older than me because I'm only 40. So if you know them fights, you're older than I am. But at the end of the day, it's like we don't know what's gonna happen in a fight, though. It's been, and this is in recent. It's been so many upsets that you really don't know who to bet on. That's why I stopped betting, because I don't know who to pick. Because you never know who can have that lucky night. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. Leo, whatever, he has a chance. It's not like he's a bum. It's not like Tank Davis is fighting a bum, Ricardo something that we ain't never heard of. Tio has a chance.
You can say that about every fight that take place, man. But when we're talking about matchups and powers, in my opinion, Tank Davis is the second hardest puncher in boxing right now.
See, that's where the
I think he's the second hardest puncher in boxing right now.
Well, okay,
knockout power.
Here we go. So let me get to that. Now, as far as Leo, one more thing about Leo Santa Cruz is that, bro, he wasn't a concussive hard puncher at 126. Now he's moving up to 130, and Tank has a chin, right? So Leo has nothing really to offer Tank that's going to keep him at bay, that's going to give him any respect, and he's going to get mauled. Now, as far as this Tank power, the second hardest puncher in boxing,
outside of my boy Deontay Wilder.
No.
He don't hit harder than Errol Spence.
Yeah, he does. Pound for pound, he does. Listen,
pound for pound, he does. Yeah, I agree.
Pound for pound, he does. Listen, here's the thing. Tank Davis not hitting harder than my guy Teofimo Lopez, fam. And I'm gonna tell you why right now. I say that. It's a difference between TKO stoppage and KOs when you got guys like fucking going in convulsions and shit, right? When you got guys rolling around the fucking ring, right? Tank got a lot of TKOs, fam. Like, keep it a buck, keep it a bean.
They would say when they lied.
Hold on for a second. Let me get it out. I used to be a Tank fan for a long time. I just said that earlier. I denounced him when LB and Floyd weren't moving him right. But Teofimo Lopez got a harder punch than Tank Davis, fam. For sure. He would. I could imagine Teofimo Lopez hitting Pedraza with because Tank slept Pedraza, no doubt, but he hit him with a lot of shots. I watched that fight over and over again. He hit Pedraza with a lot of flush shots. Teofimo, no way it takes him that many shots to put Pedraza the fuck out, bro. He hit Magdaleno with a double left hook, and that motherfucker was iced. Just boom, boom, iced.
Yeah, in the 7th round, I was there. I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, I know Tio has power, right? But comparable to the ones Tank been in there with, I mean, I know he smoked Richard Comey, but he went the distance with Nakatani. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nakatani's never been stopped.
correct.
Never been dropped. He never been stopped. He never been dropped. So he had a proven chin. And a lot of guys, you gotta admit, because this was what LB and Floyd was doing. A lot of guys Tank was fighting were smaller guys or older guys. That's what he was fighting. It's sort of like the Anthony Yard syndrome. They was in there to be stopped, fam. They was in there to be stopped.
Well,
That's what they was building that facade up with.
You know, I haven't seen he has a 95% knockout ratio. Okay, and I partially agree with what you're saying about his resume. He's building up his resume, but yet with everybody else, you can say the same thing about them building up their resume too, until they get to that culminating point of a Masayoshi Nakatani, you know,
Right.
being tall, rangy, having a tough fight, and he made changes. But then again, you know, after that, Richard Comey, he destroyed him and everything else. So at 35, maybe that's an assessment we'll see, man. And I don't know. He just went 12 with Vasily Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying?
Kid, I'll give you another guy. I'll give you another guy though that is comparable with Tank and my boy Teofimo too. Naoya Inoue. Pound for pound, we talking here. That motherfucker packed a fucking wallop, man.
His last opponent, Nonito Donaire, he said he had to go back to the gym and get stronger.
Bro, because Nonito Donaire had a chin. That motherfucker don't know that,
Like
bro.
they saying he was a monster. He had the knockout power. And look, I was a fan. I'm a fan of Inoue. And but when he went, you know, hey,
bro, this Nonito Donaire though. This is Nonito Donaire, bro. You know he never lost at that weight.
Correct. He's a tough dude. Yeah.
And then not only that, he broke his orbital socket, and this kid still won the fight. Like, man, that was a battle against Nonito Donaire, potentially a future Hall of Famer. You know what his resume looked like?
Hey,
Bro,
yo,
like,
everybody,
not no sucker
don't
he
forget
fought.
this, yeah? Let's not forget this. On World Combat Show, we got to respect, like, and subscribe. Everybody send a donation. World Combat's making a platform out here for all of us, putting facts on the table. IB's in the place. IB can cook as well if he's, you know what I mean? I see him back. So, yeah, man, y'all keep cooking while I do pull-ups.
What's up, IB? Get in on this, man. I don't want to argue, Joe.
Nah, for sure. Everybody cooking respectfully. You gotta love that, man. Tank definitely is one of my top hardest hitters in the game right now. I had Deontay Wilder number 1. I had Errol Spence number 2, and then I threw Tank in there. But like y'all said, the knockout ratio, it you know what I mean? It speaks for itself. So, you know, that would be a valid argument to put him right there after Deontay Wilder because the knockout ratio percentage. But Tank Davis, I feel like he is the hardest puncher at his division. If we talking 135, of course, that's hands down. Deontay Wilder knocked out or dropped everybody he faced. Everybody. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's hard to do right there. So of course I'll put him at number 1. But Tank Davis, man, at 135, man, he definitely got Pedraza out of there. But like you said, D, I definitely feel like, you know what I mean, a Teofimo could possibly, you know what I mean, flatline him. you know what I mean, with a crazy shot. I don't think he would leave Pedraza running around there. But you got to think Loma went a whole 12 with Pedraza too, and Tank got him up out of there. But then again, we got Tiafimo beating a Loma.
All right.
So
My man, the
so
king. I don't know about no power. Well, my boy Teofimo Lopez is king at 135 right now. Ain't no arguments, man. King.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, I'm just happy that he's gonna stay at 35. So that means it's gonna be a whole another big fight.
He don't stand at 35. Where you get that from?
What, Tiafimo?
He don't stand at 35. Where that come from?
Is his people?
No, Bob Arum is where this came from. So I break this down. I got a video set up. I ain't did it yet. I'm gonna put it out tomorrow morning.
Well, I talked to his manager. I had his
Man,
number
I
last
had his
year.
dad on my live, fam. No disrespect, but
I
senior.
understand what Bob
Okay,
Arum.
I'm just gonna tell you what the news that I heard from the horse's mouth. That's all I'm gonna transfer here. It's two things. First, it was an interview with Bob Arum, Teofimo, and it was a panel of ESPN hosts interviewing Bob Arum and Teofimo. And the question was asked, what's next for Teofimo should he win? And Teofimo allowed Bob Arum to go first. And Bob Arum said, well, there's a lot of interesting fights, blah, blah, blah. He mentioned Ryan Garcia. He mentioned Tank Davis. He mentioned Devin Haney, right? That those fights could make money and they're interesting fights. And he said, even maybe Javier Fortuna. And then they got the camera to Teofimo. They asked the question to Teofimo. Teofimo said, with all due respect to Bob, he said, I want to be great. I want to challenge the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez. Now, number two, when Senior came on my show, got receipts because I never tell lies. So on my show, he came on my live, chilled with me for like 45 minutes. And he said specifically, after we beat Lomachenko, ain't no rematch, no struggling to make weight at 135. We're going up to challenge the winner of Josh Taylor and Ramirez. Now, through the WBC franchise exclusion and the WBO exclusion, they have the right immediate fight to the champion.
Correct.
Mandatories and everything has to stand to the side. So there isn't going to be no sitting around at 135. Bob Arum contradicts himself every other day. So we ain't going to listen to what Bob Arum, that was his people's. That's who came out with it, Bob Arum. But Teofimo Lopez and his father says they're going for the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez.
Okay, I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that, D, and we don't have too much familiarity with one another's media exports. I respect what you said just then. I also had him on, and I know several members of T.O.'s team, probably more than anybody that's on this social media.
Probably more than me. Definitely
That's
more than me.
I know at least 4 people on the team, but I talked with 2 people. I talked with one of them last night, right? And they said, yeah, what you hear in the media, man, is just, to kind of keep the fans at a certain point of interest on what potentially may happen. And I'm not making this up. Like I totally checked the box with what you said on Senior, because he said the same thing when I talked to him. He said they plan on moving up and they're the number one. And I said, okay, I get it. But then I'm talking to other people that knows behind the scenes, the same one I talked to last year that was telling me that when he was fighting Diego Magdalena, they was saying that they was going for the WBC route. Then they decided elsewhere to take another route because that's what they felt that was beneficial for them, because it would have took too long for them to stay up there and make 2 fights at the WBC, and didn't have anything to do with Duck and Haney either.
No, it had to do with going after the IBF belt so that they could pull leverage to get the Loma fight. So they wanted to go that route.
Yeah, and everything worked out perfectly. But they said that more than likely Teofimo was going to take another fight down at 35. He said, forget what you hear out there. It's just to keep people interested in that unification at 140, to get people believing that he's going to go up there automatically and everything else. But man, just let it be known that probably take a fight at 35. Now, can things change there, D? Of course. But I'm telling you, people that I'm talking behind the scene on this whole deal, and that's what I got. That's the word I got, bro.
I feel you, and I'm just coming from Teofimo and his dad, because
Yeah,
Teofimo just came out yesterday and said the same thing again. He was interviewed again, and so I'm just coming from. This is not like it. I don't. It's not the media, bro. Like this is from his dad. This is from Teofimo's mouth. That's all I'm reporting. So
I
I
agree.
know people on this team and all of that, but one thing for sure, two things for certain. His dad run the show. Not even Teofimo. His dad say what he gonna do. What they say? He gonna go after Loma. That's what they did, bro. All of these promoters. See, the reality is these promoters really work for the fighters, and I think that these fighters could get the fights they want if they put their fucking foot down. Teofimo dad not having that shit, so they're gonna go and do most likely, in my opinion, what they said they're gonna do, and that's what he's been doing. So I just gotta. I hear what you're saying. If that's what some people on the team said, I mean, it makes sense. That's good PR and everything. But this kid's determined. He's determined to be the best, not dick around like we see a lot of these other fighters doing fights this pointless and doesn't mean anything. This kid's trying to achieve, fam. And
I
the
understand,
biggest
but you have to look
achievement,
at the
it's
time frame
another
too.
win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. If he goes up to 140, even if he loses, he just beat Lomachenko. It's a win-win situation. So I mean, it is what it is.
So you saying his first fight up there is going to be the winner of Taylor Ramirez? That's what you implying?
I'm not saying that.
Okay,
Teofimo and his dad is saying that.
because
I'm
definitely
just
he's going to
relaying
be out of
what
the
they
sport
say.
for 6 months. Like he's going to be out. They're not fighting in 2021. So I'd be damned if Teofimo is going to wait until the winter, and then they have to jump out of training fight camp, take some time off, and then get back in fight camp. That's going to be mid-year before we even see Teo step back in the ring.
I agree, and he could unify for undisputed with a Devin Haney right after Devin Haney fights Gamboa early 2021. That's achieving.
And be on the and
No,
be
he
on the
already
same
That's
achieved.
timeline.
achieving. If that's not achieving at his highest power, I don't know what is.
Hold on.
Undisputed Devin Haney at 135, then move up.
Hold on. He already achieved. It's Devin Haney who hasn't achieved. See, that's the narrative being out there that he has to see Devin Haney to achieve. He's already achieved. He's already king at 135. Devin Haney had a belt handed to him, and his best title defense is Alfredo Santiago. Now he's going on a second title defense against a Gamboa, which is another worthless fight. That's Tank's leftovers, right? So what is he doing? But
No,
Teofimo has already achieved. He's beat a champion behind a champion. He's already achieved. He don't have to prove nothing with Devin Haney. Devin Haney has to prove himself.
Yeah, but
No,
we know
Devin
how
Haney
boxing
proved
goes,
himself,
D.
and after they took the belt from him when he injured his shoulder, he fought, won, like you said, and they had to relinquish his title because he fought for it. Did he not? That fight was vacated because Loma didn't want to fight. Loma gave that fight that belt up to vacate, and Devin Haney won his fight for that vacant belt. That's just what happens in boxing. Because Devin Haney would have took all of Loma's belts. So he threw one belt so Devin Haney didn't come to his house and take his whole safe. So I'm going to give you a couple thousand so you don't take my whole repertoire. And that's what he did. He was smart. Loma was smart. And then Teofimo took the rest of what he had because he knew Devin Haney would have did that from the beginning.
So what does Teofimo beating Lomachenko and accomplishing have to do with Lomachenko ducking Haney? That's irrelevant. The facts of the matter. Hold on. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Let me get it off. The facts of the matter is this.
Go ahead.
We can say that the WBC Suleiman screwed Devin Haney. That's true. We can say that because that's true. We could say that Lomachenko fought Teofimo instead of Devin Haney. That's also true. But the facts of the matter is concerning Teofimo. He fought a champion who had a belt, and it's a false narrative that Devin Haney won anything. They gave him the belt. He was champion in recess when he had the injury, so they gave him the belt back. He never fought for that. It was a title defense versus Santiago, Alfredo Santiago, a low-level fighter that they just made number 10 so that he could fight Haney, okay, as a title defense. These are the facts, fam. But Teofimo beat a champion. Homie was the champion, won his belt. Teofimo beat him, and then he turned around and he beat another champion. Regardless of Suleiman and his fuckery, and regardless of Lomachenko deciding to fight Teofimo, not Devin Haney, Teofimo earned his way up. So it has nothing to do with Teofimo. Teofimo earned his way to the top. That fuckery with Devin Haney, yes, Suleiman is full of it. He should have never bought that franchise, but I agree with that. But Teofimo is the king, and it has nothing to do with Haney. He has proven more than any young gun in this game, because no young gun in this game, not Tank, not Haney, not Shakur, not Ryan, not Dubois, not Boots Ennis, not Virgil Ortiz. None of them have fought someone that we think can beat them. But a lot of people thought that Lomachenko could beat Teofimo. A lot of people thought Richard Comey was going to knock Teofimo out. None of the rest of them. Who is Tank fought that we thought was going to beat him? I knew he was going to beat Pedraza, and that's the best fight he had. Devin Haney, we thought Santiago Abdullah was going to beat him. Do we think Gamboa is going to beat him? They're not challenging themselves. So we can't blame Teofimo for that. He's king for a reason, because he earned his way to the top. Period.
I'm definitely not blaming Teofimo at all. I want him to make that undisputed fight with Devin Haney. And like you said, he earned his way up, starting with the knockout of Richard Comey, right? To get the IBF, going the IBF route, right? He got that belt. Fair and square, knocked him out. That's where it started. So then he undisputed match with Loma. Handle this business. I'm not taking nothing from a Teofimo. But if a Teofimo doesn't fight Devin Haney at 135 for the real undisputed, what does that tell you, D?
What that tells me, that, like I just said, we can listen to everything, but the kid tells me he's going to go for 4 belts and a higher weight class. If he don't fight Devin Haney, it don't mean a damn thing, because Devin Haney hasn't done anything, fam. Teofimo just fought Lomachenko. Devin Haney get ready to fight Gamboa. And Teofimo has to see Devin Haney. It doesn't tell me anything.
Listen, the what I can say with D is, you know, being that obviously Teofimo is my boy too. You know, I look at it like this with Santiago. The man was in DR forever, and he came over here for the first time and fought Haney, and he had less experience. He had 12-0, so it really wasn't an opponent that boosts Devin Haney up to another tier like Lomachenko did when Teofimo Lopez defeated him. If by chance Teofimo Lopez moves up to 140 for all the belts, he's not going to get backlash. He's not going to get his career diminished, you know, without stepping in there and fighting Devin Haney. But I've always said, though, I said, hey, it would be good from what I grew up with. I grew up with all the damn world titles, and that WBC that Haney has is legit. So therefore, if he chose to go over there and scoop up the last title or whatever, it would be good. But business-wise, Senior is a smart man. Lopez Senior is an extremely smart individual, man. And the route that they was able to take and the accomplishments that they've been able to deliver, man, you have to look at the business aspect. You have to look at the momentum that he has. And I can't really knock Teofimo whether he goes up to 140 or stays down at 35.
Thank you.
Yeah, but also you got to let me speak, yeah? You got to understand both sides of the world, right? And I'll tell you why. Because at the end of the day, with this mix-up, what Mayweather even said today, with the Mauricio Suleiman mix-up, yeah, with the way that he's handing these belts out, he's putting no respect on Devin Haney's name then. That's the way I look at it from England, yeah? Because Devin Haney still has one of his reputable belts on his organization. And this organization is not speaking ahead. And that's putting a mix-up in the situation for the fans as well. Because we also know, yeah, that at 135, no one's calling Teofimo really out. But we know Devin Haney is. So, you know, in this boxing world, we say that Teofimo don't owe it to no one. But we know that at the end of the day, he also has only got different routes he can take. So you got to appreciate the both sides of the game. That's all I'm saying. Because
but check this out.
Mauricio Suleiman's put no respect on this situation, man. He needs to call. He needs
Understood,
to be
Rapstar.
He needs to speak out, bro.
Understood, Rapstar. But look,
his organization.
But what sanctioning body have a board of governors? WBC, right? So therefore, the culpability lies in the hands of Mauricio Suleiman. That means Team Haney or whoever. I know they've been speaking to the WBC. That is not collectively our responsibility to sit up here and continue to do Mauricio's job. He's the one that put out the franchise belt. We didn't. We didn't petition via social media to make a franchise belt. He gave it to Canelo and then Lomachenko, and the only one did anything with it was finally Lomachenko in a match with Teofimo Lopez, and that's that. It has no value to it whatsoever. but he has all the belts. He is the lightweight king right now. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Teofimo Lopez is the king, man.
But we're not blaming it on that. We're saying that the organization is corrupted. It's showing us that
I
the
agree.
organization is collecting money and making people champions and not letting them face the people in line, because their champion
Understood.
should be worthy. Their champion should be worthy of fighting another champion at 135.
Exactly.
You get me?
Those belts Loma had would have been Devin Haney's if Loma would have never vacated that WBC belt. Loma would have took every belt Loma had. Why didn't Loma fight Devin Haney? That's the real question.
I totally get it, and that's Lomachenko being, you know, a prima
Nah,
donna.
that was Bob Arum.
Whatever.
That was
Yeah.
Bob Arum.
And it's also
Because
not fair on the
World
fighter.
Star, real quick,
And let me
real
tell you
quick,
something,
World Star.
guys.
Let me
It's
let me
also
get this
not
off real
fair on
quick.
the fighter to clean up the mess. It shouldn't be the fighter who needs to clean up all the mess. It should be the organization who puts things forward
Right.
and comes forward and puts this to the fans and the boxing organization and the boxing world, and come forward and tell us what we need to hear.
Yeah, look, the Bob Arum, it's no Lomachenko in this situation. See, this is why people just want to trash fighters for dumb shit that has to do with politics. Bob Arum was behind Lomachenko not fighting Devin Haney. Bob Arum and Suleiman was behind labeling Lomachenko franchise so that he didn't have to fight Devin Haney. And the reason they did that was because if Lomachenko fights Teofimo instead of Devin Haney, it keeps the money inside Top Rank and Bob Arum's pocket. So people want to sit there and blast Lomachenko, but the real problem was Suleiman and Bob Arum that was in cahoots the whole time, fam. They gave Lomachenko the belt for a reason, so that Bob Arum could keep those belts in-house no matter where they go. If Lomachenko wins, I still make money. If Teofimo wins, I still make
Hey,
money. If Devin Haney wins,
D.
Hearn makes money.
Man, listen.
That's what it was about. It won't no fucking Lomachenko.
D, and without you knowing this or not, but like I said, you just basically confirmed everything I've always said with that franchise belt. In my opinion, it's an investment protection belt.
It
So
is.
thank you for
It
saying
is.
that. Investment protection belt. Thank you for saying that, my brother.
It is. It is. It's bullshit. Suleiman screwed the whole fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like Devin Haney and Bill Haney, they're getting fucked by Suleiman. But
That's what I'm
everybody's trying
trying
to
to say
blame.
all this time.
Hold on, World Star. Let me say this real quick. Everybody's trying to blame Teofimo. Not everybody, but people are putting heat on
It's not on
Teofimo.
him.
People are blaming Lomachenko, but it's Suleiman
It's the
that is screwing Devin
organization.
Haney and Bill Haney, and Devin Haney and Bill Haney ain't saying shit to Suleiman. It's all about everybody else. What Teofimo got to do, Lomachenko was the fault, but nobody, Devin Haney and nobody else are going at Suleiman for this.
Well,
Well,
they
I
should have a
think
live. They should have a live. They should
Hey, hold
all
on
have a
for a
live.
second, Rep Star. Hold on for a second. I've seen some outlets out there where Bill Haney, I believe, is speaking about he indeed called the WBC because when they initially announced the belts, ESPN, they did it wrong. You know, they was basically diluting Haney's belt as if, you know, Teofimo had all the belts like the WBC, but yet he has the WBC franchise. So that's when they came out with that, you know, WBC champions Devin Haney and the rest is Teofimo Lopez. So I guess they have been talking to the people, but my thing is Mauricio Suleiman has been at the helm and making this call since it all began with Canelo Alvarez. He picked and choose. So I don't really get how people are saying that, you know, since Lomachenko vacated the WBC belt, then all of a sudden Teofimo Lopez owes Devin Haney something because potentially Devin Haney could have had first dibs at Teofimo's belts.
Right, that's the
That's
narrative.
not my opinion, though. I told you
No,
what
it's
I
not
told
you,
you.
World
I said
Star. It
it's nothing
wasn't
to do
you.
with the fighters or the camp. It's to do with the organization. It's to do
Yeah.
with the way the organization is built right now. It's screwing up the fans. And we know as hardcore fans, we can keep going black and blue to what we think it is. And the most of the majority platform will go against, they will not go against the WBC because the WBC holds a lot of weight on their champions.
Yeah, but he won't. I don't think World Star was coming at you. My man IB was like saying the stuff about Devin Haney
Okay. I
and
just
all
want
of
to
that
clear
stuff.
myself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah. It's all. I'm just saying, why did Loma duck a Devin Haney in the first place? And Loma had the real WBC belt, which Devin Haney has now. Is all I'm saying is Tiafimo still has one belt to get to become real undisputed. You know what I
Now,
mean? I'm not saying he has to fight or nothing like that.
RB,
I
RB,
know
I
it's
just
politics.
explained, RB, I just explained all of that about Bob Arum and Suleiman and giving Lomachenko the belt so Bob Arum could keep the belts inside the top rank. And you went right back to why did Loma do this? It's like I didn't even say none of
Nah,
that.
no. I was saying the reason why you basically was saying what I said before. I was saying I repeated what I said before, so Rap Star would realize that wasn't towards him what World Combat Sports said. That was towards me.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. I was just repeating what I said for the reason why World Combat Sports said that. Yeah. But like you said, it is a lot of politics. I know what Top Rank did. That's the reason why Terrence Crawford haven't had a big fight at 147. I know what's going on. I know what's going on with Top Rank.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, facts is facts. Devin Haney has the real WBC belt at lightweight, man.
Well, look, let me ask you this. Abi. Do you know that? And this is why I'm holding Bill Haney and Devin Haney to the fire. And World Combat said that they've been saying some things, but with the other sanctioning bodies, basically, this is their agreement between the 4 sanctioning bodies that you have to have an elected champion for 4-belt undisputed to be recognized. So before this fight with Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, Mauricio Suleiman came out in the media, and this is what the 5th belt was about. Everybody's not really recognizing it. They're saying Haney's the champion, but Mauricio Suleiman came out for a reason and said that our elected champion is Lomachenko. This is where the disrespect of Devin Haney came from, because Mauricio Suleiman came out and said our elected champion is for Lomachenko. When you go look at the picture with Teofimo, he's holding the WBC franchise belt in his hand, and then he has a WBC belt over his shoulder, which is representing that he won that from Lomachenko, the elected champion.
Knowing damn well Devin Haney has the real lightweight champion WBC belt.
But that's not what the president of the WBC
That's disrespect at its finest right there. That's pure disrespect.
And that's what I keep telling everybody.
So that other belt has to be an interim belt or something.
Well, why isn't Devin Haney and Bill Haney going at them about that? Because Mauricio Suleiman, the president of the WBC, not fans of Devin Haney, he said that Lomachenko was their elected champion. Now, y'all mad because Lomachenko, Devin Haney, and all of this, but Suleiman is the problem, because right before the fight, it's like he took Devin Haney's belt and made it whatever it is, because he elected Lomachenko as the WBC champion. He didn't say franchise champion.
Bill told me he talked to Suleiman, and Suleiman said out his own mouth, Devin Haney is the rightful world champion, and he kept it at that.
What did he say in the media?
Bill did talk to Suleiman over the phone. He did.
I know, but what did Suleiman say in the media? This is what Bill talked to him about over the phone. In the media, he came out and elected Lomachenko.
That is fact. He did come out in the media and say that, but you know, if people want to keep on, you know, saying that, you know, somehow, some way, you know, Lomachenko ducked whoever and this, that, and the other. Man, Mauricio Suleiman is the damn knight on the board. He's moving all around that bitch how he feels.
Yeah, but this is what I said.
Sure. He is the boss.
Yeah, but boss or nothing. Yeah, but he's making his organization look more hard, like more corrupted than it is. And the problem is right now, yeah, they're not putting respect on Devin Haney's name on his belt.
Yeah, we know that. We know they're not putting respect on it.
So
and you know what? That's all because of Mauricio Suleiman. That's really.
Let's get to the point right now. It's no point calling out the fans or the fighters. You got to call out the organization to clear shit up. And to be really honest, D. Jefferson's right as well. That's the noise that we need to start hearing.
But it's been out there though. He just quoted what's already out there. He just basically gave a summation about what's out here on the media, and to give a different perspective on the individuals that say duck, duck, duck all the time.
Yeah, but why doesn't Mauricio Suleiman come on TV and say, look, Devin Haney is one of my champions and he deserves either a very good mandatory position or he should be in line next to fight my
Hey,
Teofimo
you know
Lopez.
very well Mauricio Suleiman
Yeah,
only answers to certain people, and if he gives
yeah,
you
he
the
don't roll like that. Yeah, Mauricio don't roll like that, man. If you
I've
could get an
interviewed.
answer out of him, I would bow down to you. He don't. Hey, World Combat Sports. If you could, if you could get that interview and let Mauricio Suleiman display some information or exclusive information we don't know
Yeah,
like that, I'll
World
bow
Combat,
down to
you're
you
gonna
too.
get
Look,
on
But
this
I
shit,
got,
bro.
I interviewed Mauricio already in NYC, man. You know, he's not going to be forthcoming with a lot of information. If he doesn't want to answer the question, he will give you a washed out answer. You know
So
what I'm
what
saying?
is it? Mafia and boxing. It's
facts.
mafia and
Hey, that's
boxing.
what he does, man.
Yeah, but it's a mafia and boxing, bro.
Hey, man, I was just happy Mauricio even sat down and gave me the interview. But this time around, man, it's going to be tough with COVID and everything to get close to that cat.
Yeah,
Man, I
because
tell
we
you
keep
like this: Mauricio Suleiman is where the Heat need to go to. All these people need to stop crying about Lomachenko, stop crying about what Devin Haney or what Teofimo got to do, and they need to. Devin Haney and Bill Haney need to go and ask Mauricio Suleiman and all of their fans, why did you say Devin Haney is not the champion? That's where the Heat needs to go.
And why did you present a WBC belt knowing that
Yeah.
Devin Haney has it?
What?
Because he elected
Why did
Lomachenko
you
champion.
even
That's why he
present
presented.
a franchise belt in the first place?
I'm
Man,
just
the franchise
Why
belt don't matter.
why even present a franchise belt in the first place? Why a franchise belt, Mauricio? I agree
Because
with every
he
brother on the panel, man. This is a great debate. But why even bring a franchise belt into the sport of boxing in the first place? Unless you wasn't trying to protect.
He was trying to protect Canelo first. He was trying to protect and collect. It was
Yeah, but
about protect and
yeah, but
collect.
D
He was trying to
Jefferson, did they
protect.
ever do that for Mayweather? Did they ever do that for Mayweather?
Yes, they did. The WBA did
What,
when
they
they
made him
did
a
the super.
franchise
When they did
champion?
the
Did
super
the
champion. No,
WBC make
no. Hold
Mayweather a
on, hold on,
franchise
Russ.
champion?
Hold on, Rapstar. When the WBA introduced that super championship, it was similar to the same situation. But see, with Mauricio Suleiman and that franchise champion, this was a way for him to allow Canelo to ride and do off with what he wanted to do without fighting Charlo, and he could still collect sanctioning fees. And then at the same time, had Charlo a belt. Now he's a champion. He could collect sanctioning fees off of Charlo too. This was always Mauricio Suleiman.
Yeah,
It
but
was always
Mayweather
about
said
greed,
today, but
fam.
that's contradicting yourself, because Mayweather said today, if you look at the interview, because D, you know I like you, I like how you speak. He said,
Mayweather's a liar, fam. What the
yeah, but
fuck?
Mayweather turned around and said today, all this bullshit that the WBC, WBA, and everybody's doing for making all these belts and making franchise champions is making the whole boxing community confusion. He just backed me up with what I said yesterday.
But who disagreed with that? All of us said that Mauricio Suleiman and the belt is the foolishness. You saying I'm contradicting myself when
No,
I'm
because
agreeing with you.
the way he spoke is like he was never interested in that way in his own career. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, Mayweather country. Floyd Mayweather's narcissistic, fam. I mean, what the fuck? Floyd Mayweather, that's just him. But
What it is,
Mauricio Suleiman did this because of money.
Mayweather reached a point where he could pick and choose and nobody could say nothing because he overdone the barrier. He did things that nobody ever expected to happen. So obviously, the way he made himself a franchise champion without needing to be a franchise champion at the end. You know what I mean? But the WBC never crowned him as a franchise champion. They never made him to become this extraordinary person. So why the fuck did Canelo and Lomachenko? But they're not as good as Mayweather. Mayweather was the man. Mayweather was the bomb. Am I saying anything wrong, IB? Mayweather was the GOAT, bro. So why didn't they ever make an example out of Mayweather for us to follow that suit? That's what I don't understand.
No, for sure. It's a lot of people that hold that real WBC belt. You know what I mean? Mayweather won. You know, Muhammad Ali. Currently, Jamal. You know, we got Errol Spence with the real WBC. Devin Haney with the real WBC. You know, it's we can go on, but like it's. I definitely have to put a lot of this blame on Mauricio Suleiman for even letting the franchise belt come to fruition in the first place. But I see what D in World Combat Sports saying. You can't blame the fighter, or you can't blame the fighter because it's these networks, and it is Mauricio. They're working hand in hand to make these type of decisions and implementing certain type of fights because they don't want fans like us trying to put the blame on them. So they, of course, they do certain tactics like this. But it's cool. You know what I mean? Politics is in boxing nowadays, so you have no choice but to go with the flow. But I honestly feel like Teofimo Lopez should fight at Devin Haney. I'm gonna stand by that 100%. That's a real undisputed fight. It's a lot of corruption going on with the WBC, man. That needs to come to light. But I don't expect Mauricio Suleiman to, you know what I mean, come out and say that out of his own mouth. So if anybody does get an interview with him and he says that, more power to him. But I can
Well,
only
he
go
should
from what
though.
I see.
Yeah, but IB, he should though, because that's his babies. That imagine if that was everything that you know who Mauricio Suleiman's dad was, right? He did this for Mauricio Suleiman since he was a kid. Yeah. So that's respect to his organization. He has to show respect to his babies. You know what I mean? This is wrong as well, bro. They're not showing no respect on Devin Haney's name, and that's what's fucking up the whole boxing world right now. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah,
mean,
hey, World Combat, I
they
gotta
care
dip
more
out,
about a
man.
franchise belt. I'll let D explain that. They care more about a franchise belt. That's all I can say,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And
that's
it's
a
and it's
fact.
sad
They
to
do.
say. It's sad to
That's a
say,
fact.
but
What you
look,
got, LT?
I gotta dip off, fam. Appreciate you
I
having me
appreciate you
on, fam.
stopping too, D Jefferson. Salute, man.
All right, fam.
What I was gonna say is that the reason why who was it? Rapstar was saying about Mayweather being the GOAT. Bunch of Mexicans and Hispanics really don't look at Mayweather that way. The reason is because we
But did you just see that? Did you just see that how you divided yourself by saying Mexican and Spanish?
Well, hold on. Let me tell you why we look at it different. Because our style of boxing is front. You know, we like to see fighting in the pocket. That's why.
Hold on for a second, LT. I just need to know one thing.
That's why it's right. That's how we like to see our fight.
LT, where were you born? Where were you born, man?
Me, Brownsville, Texas, but I grew up in Mexico for like my first 7 years.
So you was born in the States. So already, you know, I've seen when it comes to Mexicans born in the United States versus Mexico, it's a big riffraff and a disagreement between you all on who's really Mexican and who's not. Is that the case when it comes to boxing?
Nah, man. Nah, I mean, probably like third generation, like you'll see them like, nah, that guy's not really Mexican. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like 2 or 3 generations.
Yeah, go ahead. Say what you were saying, man. I just want to check.
Yeah, and that's what I had to say about Mayweather. That and it's Mauricio Suleiman, man. He's a Mexican. And Mauricio Suleiman always says, like, if you go to a Spanish podcast or if you see him in Televisa Azteca and Telemundo, like talking like Mauricio talking in Spanish about boxing, he always says Mexico manda en el boxeo, which means Mexico gives orders on the boxing world.
Yeah, we appreciate.
I'm not more of a nation. I think it's more of them. They're like their boxing pyramid or whatever. Yo,
World Combat. Wait.
Well, hold on.
Let me know when I can cook. Just let me know when I can cook.
And I'm just saying what okay.
Just let me know World Combat when I can cook.
And hold on. And about Devin Haney. I think the reason is that the Bill Haney doesn't complain, or Devin Haney don't really complain much to Mauricio Suleiman, because Mauricio Suleiman will flip on him and give him a really hard fight, which they don't want. Devin Haney don't want that because he's still hurt. He's still taking easy fights, and they see that. So they're giving him his way, or like, okay. They're giving him his way, and they're giving the other guys their way. They're giving Bob Arum their way, and they're giving, like that side of the, of the boxing world, which would be like
Devin Haney was just calling out Gary Russell Jr. Devin Haney was just calling out Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell went another way, ducked, and now he's fighting a Gamboa. Nothing's easy about that, my brother. Much respect to you, LT. But how is Devin Haney trying to call out easy fights when he just wanted the Gary Russell fight? He's called out a lot of fighters that didn't want the fight.
Called fight, man.
It's not the fighter's fault.
Well, regardless, you know what I mean, and I'm just saying what I think. Now Well, about the Mayweather thing, most of the like Hispanic world, and I'm talking not just in the, I'm not, I'm
No,
talking
no,
about.
respect you, bro. I'm in the boxing game. Respect you.
Hold on, bro.
Can I speak at least now? Can I at least say something?
Hold on, bro. Let me finish. And I'm talking about Mexico, Puerto Ricans, Dominican Republic, all down all the way to Colombia, Argentina. They don't like Mayweather. Only the Western English world like him. You know, like England, UK, and United States. Because we don't like that type of boxing. The Hispanic world doesn't like that type
Hey, hey,
Let me
LT,
speak. No, no, no. Everybody, you
the
gotta give
sweet
me a
science
chance.
of boxing is hit and not get hit, and
You
that's
gotta
why
get
they
me. No,
hate
you gotta give me a
Mayweather
chance.
because he mastered
Ivy, you
that
gotta let me
craft.
cook.
can say
Ivy, you gotta let me cook.
that's what I'm telling you how you know it's not appealing. Oh, because I am like I'm not a casual. I like boxing regardless.
Well,
You know what I
keeps you away from catching
mean?
pugilistic
Wait,
and
you know, you've been speaking for 10 minutes, and you gotta let us speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, are you done, or do you need to say something else, though?
No, I don't know what you're gonna say, so I'll
Well,
let
if
you
you
go.
can't say nothing else, this is my friend's show. We give you a chance. Speak. You want to say
Go
something else?
Go ahead.
Okay, you're done. Now look, we respect you. Like and subscribe. Everybody donate. Come back to my World Combat show, my friend. Yeah. Now let me tell you something, bro. I love Mexican boxing, and let me tell you how long I'm going Mexican boxing through my older brothers. We're talking about Chavez Senior. Yeah, the man.
Chavez Senior hates Mayweather, man.
Can I
He said
speak,
it
bro?
himself.
Look, I did not say nothing to you when you spoke. But
Oh,
you
my
gotta
bad,
let
man.
me
My
speak.
bad. Okay,
On this
continue.
show, you gotta show respect to men. You gotta show respect to
Relax.
men here, bro. All right.
Continue, man. Relax.
Nah,
Yeah,
nah,
but you
nah.
know
You
what I mean?
good,
I don't
LT?
like.
You good?
All right. You
Just
need
let
to
my
speak.
brother
Keep
World Star
speaking.
cook real quick.
Keep speaking. All
Nah,
right.
go ahead, World Star. He
Thank
good,
you.
LT. My brother. All respect. I respect your boxing knowledge. I respect you being a boxing supporter. But let's just let World Star speak his piece real quick.
Right.
Yo, and respect to your game. And I love the Mexican boxing game. How they just got the heart. They gave a lot to boxing, bro. You're talking to a man who's. Let me tell you something, bro. I might sound like a British accent, but I swear to God, if you believe in God, I've trained with Mexicans in the gym, and I know what they give to the sport. So I know what they have to come from to make it to become in the sport. So you have to appreciate when I comment. I'm gonna comment to you. Now, when Eric Morales and Barrera used to fight, I used to be the biggest fan. Yeah. But also in boxing, we have to look at boxing from the sweet science of boxing, yeah. And what we got to look at is when the Mexicans fight, it brings the biggest noise. They've got heart bigger than Roberto Duran. Bring everything to the sport. Roberto Duran was a man who would take 6 shots if he had to, but he will take you down. He was that kind of a boxer. But let me tell you something. Sugar Ray Leonard changed the sport. He showed you don't need to get hit that many times. That was the sweet science of boxing. That's my time. I know before that was Sugar Ray Robinson, and I know there was better fighters than that. But let me tell you something, bro. When a man shows you that he doesn't need to get hit more than 10 plus shots or 4 shots or 3 shots in a whole fight, he shows you his longevity in boxing.
And he's
Mayweather
the
was the
better
master.
boxer. He's the better boxer.
Mayweather, then you gotta let me speak, bro. You gotta let me speak. Mayweather was the master of that. He hardly ever took shots. He took shots on his shoulder rolls. He'll do the Wing Chun. You know what Wing Chun is? He'll do the Wing Chun shoulder on you, bro. You couldn't even move him. Mayweather showed you he's got the longest longevity in the sport, and he hardly got hit, and he made you look stupid. And I'm sorry to say, I love Mexicans because I'm not Mexican, and I love black boxers. I love the world boxing. But that man made every Mexican look stupid because he never took a punch in his face. The reason why you love Mexican boxing is because you see them punch each other a lot in the face. And I know that's a fan-friendly boxing, but we're talking about hardcore boxing here, bro. We're talking about sweet science of the world of sport. I've had the friends in sport. Let me tell you something, bro. You got to respect the sweet science of boxing before you respect Mexican boxing. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right. I like it. I'm not saying me. I'm talking for like the general and public. Like
Yeah, but we're not casuals. We're not casuals here, bro. World Combat. Can you speak?
Cesar Chavez like says, like, who would you, if you had to build, like the senior, right? Julio Cesar Chavez Senior. They asked him if you would have had like built the perfect boxer, and they asked him what about like the like the speed or whatever, the strength, and they asked him what about the legs? And he said, like, what do you mean the legs?
Let me just finish your conversation here. Let me ask you something. Do you have any kids?
Let me
Do you have
finish,
any children, bro? Do you
To
have any
run-
children?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
He said,
would you rather your kids be like Mayweather or Chavez Sr. or even like Eric Morales?
hold on. He
Because
said,
let me ask you something.
dude,
Let me ask you something. If that was your
So-
child, you do anything for him to be like Mayweather. Conversation done, bro. I love your Mexican boxing. Hey, World Combat, let's move on to the next subject.
man, look, I wouldn't allow my kid to be a boxer if that's the case.
Yo, that's a dumb answer, bro. You know you respect Mayweather. You fucked up. Come on,
And
bro.
I'm not saying I don't respect. You see why are you flipping my words, man?
You said,
Why
you
you-
said Mexicans don't respect Mayweather when he basically giving you the blueprint to say, I want longevity in the sport. That's why he's able to return to the sport from taking very minimal punishment. You have people out here with pugilistica as younger than me, and I can barely,
You
I'm,
gotta
I'm
be next,
interviewing
Ike.
them, and I can barely understand what they're saying. And you know, look, that Mexican style, I understand, is entertaining for the fans, but it's also detrimental to longevity when it comes to health and dementia.
I agree. But this is the thing. This was this was what I was gonna say about what
Bro, you know there's a legend, Rafael Marquez. Marquez is a legend. Did you see what Mayweather did to Marquez?
bro, this is what Julio Cesar Chavez said about Mayweather. He runs too much. And he said that Mayweather wouldn't last on the era when he was a champion.
They say that about every Superman. They'll always bring them down. We always bring down the greatest people, bro. And on this boxing show, we don't do that. We respect the boxers for what they are.
Hold on. I'm just saying what he said. I'm just saying what he said. And that's basically the view of how they have guys that run away. No se fajan. We have a saying in Spanish, no se fajan. Like they don't like no me entiendes, like they run away. Que se
Listen,
fajan. Like
they're moving back, pop shotting, moving back, making you tired, making you moving angles, setting traps on you, jabbing you every time you try and come forward. You can't even do anything. You're looking stupid in the ring. How can you not respect a technician in boxing, bro? You're trying to go that you want person to kill each other. That's not what boxing is. This show is not a casual show, bro. Yo, bro, this is not a casual show, bro. You know what I mean? This is not a casual show.
Let me argue that. I agree. I like boxing and I respect Mayweather for reals. His defensive boxing, the Philly shell, the shoulder.
When you leave this show, Mayweather will be your best boxer, and Mayweather will be in your head for the rest of your life because of this comment. Keep cooking.
He perfected that style like no other, right? The best at his style, right? So okay, so you're telling me that I'm supposed to if let's pretend I'm an average casual guy, and I'm gonna pay some money to watch a guy run away?
Bro, you're making yourself look silly, bro. Come on, man. You gotta respect the game of boxing, bro, before you respect brain damage. You're respecting brain damage before you respect boxing, bro. What the fuck do you want Mayweather to do? You want Mayweather to take all those shots? He's too good for that shit, bro. He's too smooth for that shit, bro.
Telling you,
what's your problem, man?
He's Mayweather. I'm telling you how Latin.
Just admit he's the greatest of all time in your era. Just admit that, and I'll forgive you on the conversation.
Who? Mayweather the greatest? Fuck no, bro.
Who is?
No.
Who is? Who is? Who is?
He was when he was pretty boy. He fought.
No, who is? Who is the greatest right now?
Look, when he became
no answer.
Mayweather, he got all the easy
fights. Destroyed this guy, and I don't want to destroy him more.
And I think Oscar de la Hoya got robbed on Mayweather's fight.
Okay, hey, how did that Mexican style work out for Israel Vasquez when he lost the eye post career? How did that work out? How did that work out?
We have like two died, man. Like last year, I think.
No, I'm talking about Israel Vasquez, a favorite, one of my fighters that I liked, but he was in some wars and he came back too early.
Man, they're not. The gladiators. They shouldn't do it. Like, come on, man. I'm not gonna go pro.
But that's sort of what you implying, that you didn't like Mayweather's style, so he should be more of a gladiator and go ahead and take all this punishment.
The job. That's the job, man. That's the job. Go out in your shield. Go out in your shield, man.
Hey, LT, it's been nice having you, but no.
That's casual, bro. That's not boxing, man. IB, you want to say anything before LT goes?
Man,
No,
facts. Listen, everybody that gets in the ring, can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that gets in the ring is considered a soldier. But don't be the soldier that runs to the smoke and take 18,000 AK-47 bullets and say this is my style of fighting. No, buddy, that's not the style. The style is to be smart, creep behind the bushes and pop out and score when you can score, and then go back in the bushes.
Hey,
It's
welcome
not
back.
getting hit in boxing because your life is on the line. Your life is on the line. Mayweather is still here to talk. At 40 plus years old, he don't slur his speech. He's still spreading hundreds, and it's a lot of fighters that didn't do what Mayweather did, that can't talk, slurring their speech, and is dead right now because they didn't. They fought the Mexican style.
Amen to that. And that's why I got angry with him, World Combat, a little bit, because he's not respecting, right? He knows if his son comes to him tomorrow, say, Dad, I want to do boxing. He'll say, be like Mayweather, but please don't be like that. Right? And he knows that himself. And I know he's watching. Like and subscribe. Bring your friends and family on. We don't mind the smoke.
Appreciate you stopping through, LT.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. But you know, it's not a casual show. You can't be on a show and not put respect to the man who's the greatest of all time of showing you how to hit and not get hit. We know, look, we love Mexican boxing, LT. We love your boxing, yeah? But we also love the science and sweet science of this boxing. And Mayweather's the greatest at that. So don't come
Man,
here.
you can't name a Mexican fighter that's as slick as a Mayweather at all. I don't care what style you fight. No Mexican fighter is as slick as Mayweather.
Yeah, but we
Takes
don't even
less
have to go
punishment
like
than
that,
Mayweather at all.
You're not-
But I respect that fight because I respect the Mexican style because it's
Yeah.
entertaining. But
Cool.
it's not healthy and it's not going to benefit you in the sport of boxing longevity. And you will lose. You will lose before you will win with that type of style.
Canelo's considered the top pound for pound.
Yeah, and Canelo.
How many times did Canelo fight Mexican style?
Yeah, he doesn't. Canelo
Man, Canelo fights more of an American style to me.
Correct. So how many times have you seen him fight the Mexican style, though?
Bro, he learned from Mayweather. He learned from the best by going in the ring with the best.
Golovkin in the rematch, and it wasn't absolutely all in on the Mexican style. He just stood his ground.
And Canelo doesn't get hurt that much anymore. He knows how to move better. Yeah, because he follows a different. He doesn't follow the traditional old-fashioned Mexican way. You know what I mean? That's the old-fashioned 70s and the 80s where they used to just give their heart on it, and they used to just give everything because the purses were big, and that's how some of the boxing used to go like that. But you look at the most Mexicans today. They follow the Mayweather rule. They're trying to move and groove a little bit better. They're not going with that old tradition way anymore. That makes you brain damage, bro. We like you, LT, but you know what I mean? Put some respect on the game of boxing.
Yeah, for sure. And Mikey Garcia is the perfect example of that. Mikey Garcia knows what it is. Mikey Garcia fought a smart fight. He has a Mexican style, just a tad bit, but he knows how to move around. Move his head, great head movement, maneuver the ring. He's not about to take punishment from you. That's why he hasn't had a fight since Errol Spence. Because Errol Spence, oh my God, he hurt that man.
He fought Jesse Vargas.
Yeah, but I think we made a believer. I think we made a believer out of LT. And next time he comes, I think he'll speak a bit more on the game now. I think he'll go back and give respect to Mayweather's name and come back and definitely show much more respect to the game. You know.
Yeah, for sure, fellas. I agree, man. It's always a pleasure there. You know, Rap Star IB, man. Thanks for y'all stopping through. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce, man. Any last words y'all got?
No, man. Everything's all good. Like I said, put respect to the game, respect to World Combat. Like and subscribe. You know how we do it here. It might sound rough and tough. It's just we're a bit loud, you know. That's all. But yo, IB, respect to you. Respect for you. You know, this is the first time I've rolled with you on the platform. You're kind of, you know what I mean? You're kind of open. You say it as it is. So respect to you and salute to you, World Combat. I'm out.
Same to y'all, man. Real talk. Appreciate y'all pulling up. And we shall do it again, fellas. Take it easy and be safe out there.
Yeah, for sure, man.